gentlemen of Jimmy John's Field, happy Friday night. My name is Kenny Spear. I'll be playing things for you guys this evening. We got an exciting matchup here for you folks. Woolly Mammoths teeing off against the Diamond Hoppers. 7:05 first pitch. It's going to be a hot one. Stay hydrated.
From Banks, hard hit ball past the diving Maddox. That's going to roll into the water in left field. Is it a dead ball? They're going to let it play on, and it's an RBI double for Florentino. Swing, a line drive, base hit. That'll score at least one. Cedeno coming in behind Garbasic, and this game has been blown wide open. Cedeno crushes it to right field, going back. Schellenberger, and that one off the foul pole. Jose Cedeno calls bank, and it's a 4-1 game.
It's a sunny day here in downtown Utica here at Jimmy John's Field. Hello, everyone. We've got a good one on our hands here today. It's the Westside Woolly Mammoths and the Eastside Diamond Hoppers on this Sunday fun day presented by Fairytale Entertainment. Alongside my broadcast partner, Tom Cavanaugh, I'm Alex Johnson. Thank you for tuning in to today's pregame show right here on the US PBL Network. Have a good one here in store for you here today, Tom. Two teams coming in here today, rematch of Friday night's game and last weekend's thrilling game on Sunday as well. But let's first talk about, yesterday was two really good games yesterday between the Unicorns and the Beavers. Beavers winning 4-1 in game one. Greg Lokenen's outstanding complete game performance, and then the Unicorns getting a combined no-hitter in game two.
We saw great baseball yesterday. A split between both squads. The Beavers needed a win, and they got a big one behind Greg Lokenen, as you mentioned. And 3 wins on the year for the Beavers, 3 wins for Greg Lokenen this season. Whenever he is on the mound, he finds a way to win for the Beavers this year. And then on the other side, you had a big game, 5-0 W. Sam Baduras, he had a triple and a home run back in game one. In game two, it was all of the Unicorns. They had guys going Andrew Severini, Vincente Mendoza, and Jace Bauman for a complete game no-hitter. What a win for the Unicorns. They were almost in jeopardy of turning to 500 if they lost both games yesterday. They righted the ship very quickly. They got a huge win with some big RBIs behind a few guys. Tyler Shin, he had a big game with an RBI double. We saw great baseball yesterday, and I'm looking forward to today as well. Yeah, absolutely. It was also the second combined no-hitter we have seen this season. Early on the second week of the season, the Hoppers did it in 19-0 fashion against the Beavers, so just something to mention about that. Well, take a look at the game on our hand here today. 2 teams at the top of the standings with the Hoppers and the Mammoths. It's going to be a good one, but looking at what the Mammoths have done so far in their last 4, potentially 5 games, the game on Friday, they have really dominated. They've picked themselves back on track, and they've really had the number against the Hoppers this season. They have. If you count Friday's game where it was postponed 10-1 in the 6th inning. If you do count that game as final, which it isn't right now, but if you do, 5-0 on the year of the Mammoths against the Hoppers. Hoppers just can't find a way to beat Westside. 4 wins in a row for these Mammoths, and they are just clicking on all cylinders. So many guys in their lineup that play so well offensively, and their pitching staff. I think they have the best bullpen in the league, along with some of the best starters in the USPBL. Nothing about the Mammoths is surprising me at this time because they're just steady on, continuing to score a lot of runs and keep the pitching totals low.
Yeah, that's what we're going to have to do so here today. See if the Hoppers can get their first win against the Mammoths. As we take a look at our pitching comparison here today, it's going to be a rematch of last Sunday's thriller. Yep. It's going to be Ryan Carolden for the Hoppers and Zach Zaborowski for the Mammoths. You know, both guys did really well last Sunday, and the fans got their money's worth that last Sunday. And it's going to be a good rematch between both pitchers here today.
They did get their money's worth. I mean, we saw 2 great outings. Zaborowski and Carolden both pitched 5 innings. Carolden had 7 strikeouts of 1-run baseball, and Zaborowski, he had 6 strikeouts and gave up 1 run as well. It was on the bullpens late in that game. Francis Florentino came through to break a tie in the bottom of the 9th inning. What a thriller of a game last Sunday, and I'm excited to see these two go again. Ryan Carolden on the year, he's got a 3.00 ERA, 21 strikeouts compared to just 10 walks. He gets a lot of swing and miss. He gives up a few hits here and there. He's got a .220 batting averaged against. But if you're the Hoppers, you throw Pierce Banks, John Kelly, or Ryan Carolden out there, you're going to have a good chance. And on the other side, you got Zaborowski. He is only making his 4th start of the season, and he minimized his ERA total by 3 total points after putting up 1 run in his last start of 5 innings. So both guys, they're on the up and up right now, and we're looking for another great day of baseball with 2 great starting pitchers going at it.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one here today, folks. As when we come back, it's going to be this. We have our first pitch and the rest of the pregame festivities coming up between the Hoppers and Mammoths right here on the USPBL network. Don't go anywhere.
First State Bank is a locally owned and operated business. We're part of your community. At fsbcares.com, you'll find ways that we're making a difference by featuring locally owned and operated businesses, providing access to helpful financial resources, and engaging with community. FSBcares.com is part of our commitment to the neighborhood because strong neighbors mean stronger communities. Where good neighbors do great things. Member FDIC and Equal Housing Lender.
I'm Anthony Tomey, CEO of Tomey Group, and we're one of the largest Jimmy John franchisees in the country. With 50 Jimmy Johns and over 700 employees, it's a challenge to manage operations. What could possibly go wrong with owning 50 Jimmy Johns? People don't show up, equipment fail, run out of bread, no tomatoes, we need onions. Many different things can happen. Tryon allows us to really focus on the food and the operations of the restaurant.
And that's why we rely on Tryon.
You can always rely on Tryon.
Welcome back, everyone, to Jimmy John's Field on this Sunday fun day presented by Fairytale Entertainment. It's a sunny day here at the ballpark. We got a good one on our hands here this afternoon. It's the Eastside Diamond Hoppers and the Westside Woolly Mammoths competing once again here today. Along with my broadcast partner Tom Cavanaugh, I'm Alex Johnson. Thank you for tuning in on your Sunday afternoon to watch some exciting baseball here today. But first, let's take a look at our sponsors who make this broadcast possible. Belfour Property Restoration, Budweiser, Corewell Health, Dave & Buster's, DTE Energy, Fifth Third Bank, Jarbcom, Jimmy John's, Macomb Community College, McLaren Macomb, McQuaid Heating and Cooling, Plumbing and Refrigeration, Metro Detroit Chevy Dealers, Pepsi, and United Wholesale Mortgage, UWM. We'd like to thank all of our sponsors who make this broadcast possible throughout the entire season here on the USPBL network. And Tom, this is going to be another good one here today. It was a rematch of Friday's game where the Mammoths in the not completed games, they were up 10-1. You're in the top of the 6th inning of that game, and these Mammoths have been on fire as of late.
They have. I mean, really impressive stuff from Westside all the way around from top to bottom, 1 through 9, and on the pitching side as well. They got some sweet bullpen arms to go along with their starters. We got Zach Zaborowski going on the mound today for the Mammoths. But you talk about that 10-1 game on Friday that was cut short due to time. Jose Cedeno, he had his first extra base hit, a 3-run homer in the 5th inning. Great to see Jose take one out of here. He actually hit 3/4 up the first base side, or right field foul pole. It was an absolute bomb. And then you had 2 RBIs from Florentino, Pastor, Fleming, and Liam all got in on the action. And they scored a lot of runs late. It was a 1-1 ball game going into the 5th inning before the Mammoths opened up a can, and they continue to beat the Hoppers this year and just score a lot of runs against them. You look over at this Hopper team this year, they have 103 runs scored to just 59 runs against. And the Mammoths, they're in 2nd place in the differential. 67 runs scored with 47 allowed. And, I mean, blowing everybody out of the water this year has been Eastside with 103 runs scored. Nobody really comes close to that number. But the Mammoths find ways to win because they don't give up a ton of runs, and they have a stacked lineup that brings in 5-6 a game on average.
Yeah, the Diamond Hoppers have been sensational offensively, like you mentioned. 103 runs scored, about the almost near the halfway point of the season. Has been phenomenal for them. Coach Cocky has done a really good job building that offense, and it really shows how they've been here. But their tough spot has been these Mammoths. Like we mentioned, they haven't won a game against them because of how strong from top to bottom the Mammoths really are. And Coach Cocky is going to be sending Ryan Carolden to the bump to try to get this Hoppers team back on track.
Carolden coming off a start that was against the Mammoths back last week. He went 5 innings, struck out 7, gave up 5 hits and 1 run. And it was the same matchup, Carolden and Zaborowski. We mentioned it pregame, Alex. Zaborowski went 5 innings. He gave up 3 hits, 1 run, and struck out 6. So very similar stuff. And the Hoppers last Sunday had the best chance at beating the Mammoths. Tied up 3-3 going to the bottom of the 9th. Francis Florentino sent the Mammoths home happy with a 2-run homer to walk it off. And the Hoppers, they're going to need to jump out to an early lead and hope that Carolden and this relief staff can hold this Mammoths team to a very low run total, which doesn't happen very often.
Yeah, it's just been really tough. The last few games, looking at it, trying to bounce back from that Friday night outing where they allowed 10 runs off the Mammoths. They had Pierce Banks on the bump. He did well to start the game, and then things kind of just went off track for them after that. They just got to be able to find consistency with their pitching.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, you had Banks go 4 strong innings. He struck out 4, only gave up 1 hit and 1 run. So through 4 innings, it was a tie ball game at 1 apiece. Looked really good for the Hoppers. They just needed to score a couple extra, but then the wheels fell off. You had Garrett Brown and Don Goods come in the relief spot for the Hoppers, and they gave up 9 runs combined in the last 2 innings. And that was where the game was decided in the last 2 frames, where Westside took advantage of some free passes. We saw, I think, 6 or 7 walks in the last 2 innings. Plus, I mean, if you give Westside enough time, they're going to come through offensively because they had 4 straight RBI singles in the 6th inning of that game on Friday en route to a 10-1 lead stopped in the 6th inning. They're likely going to play 9 full innings in a non-public, but I'd like to say that these Mammoths, I mean, they continue to have the Hoppers number.
Yeah, that has been the story for them so far. They want to be able to try to get bounced back here today. We'll see what they do here today and how both teams respond after that game. Any final thoughts here, Tom?
Yeah, I'm really excited to watch both Noah Marcoux for the Hoppers. He's going to have to step up in a big role considering Ben Ferguson is not in the lineup today. And then on the Mammoth side, Drew Fleming coming off a walk-off home run back on Thursday. He was awesome. Dre Williams-Nelson, one of the best hitters in this league, a former player of the week. Those 2 guys along with Jose Cedeno. I'm really excited to see some of these hitters. And, of course, the same pitching matchup from last Sunday, so we're expecting a lot of the same. A lot of strikeouts, low walks, not a ton of hits from these guys because we got a couple great arms on the mound.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, Tom. And so are you watching at home. It's almost game time, folks. When we come back, first pitch is coming up right after this here on the US PBL Network.
The USPBL powered by UWM baseball games at Jimmy John's Field are the fun and family-friendly experience you won't want to miss. Entertainment every week, including Thirsty Thursdays, fireworks every Friday, live music Saturdays, and Sunday fun days for the kids. Kids run the bases after every game, and parking is always free. Come see the stars of the future at Jimmy John's Field. Get your tickets today at uspbl.com.
I'm Anthony Tomey, CEO of Tomey Group, and we're one of the largest Jimmy John franchisees in the country. With 50 Jimmy Johns and over 700 employees, it's a challenge to manage operations. What could possibly go wrong with owning 50 Jimmy Johns? People don't show up, equipment fail, run out of bread, no tomatoes, we need onions. Many different things can happen. Tryon allows us to really focus on the food and the operations of the restaurant.
And that's why we rely on Tryon.
You can always rely on Tryon.
Welcome back, everyone. It's almost game time here at Jimmy John's Field on this Sunday fun day. It's the Mammoths and the Hoppers squaring off here this afternoon. Alex Johnson alongside Tom Cavanaugh here with you. Got a good one here today for you as it's a sunny day here in downtown Utica. As we take a look at our weather here today, game time temperature at 78 degrees. It's been a little bit cooler than we've seen the last few days where it's been in the low to mid 90 degrees. The humidity right now at 64%. Not as much as high as we've seen in, look at our weather here today. It's going to get up to 84 as we get closer to the later part of the game. Winds at southwest at 5 miles per hour. Like I mentioned, humidity around 60%. It was cloudy a little bit earlier today. They had the tarp out on the field, just making sure that was all preserved, from the rain over the last few days. But I don't think we're supposed to see any rain in the forecast. But it looks like it's going to be a good day for baseball here today.
It's going to be a great day for baseball. We had some rain last night early into the AM. The tarp was on the field pregame. They got that off in time for some infield practice for both teams. And the field looks perfect. The sky looks great. And we're set for 9 today. Can't wait, Alex.
Yeah, me too, Tom. Let's take a look at our starting lineup here today for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers to see what head coach Ryan Cockey has with his batting over. Leading off will be the left fielder, Blake Van Dyler. Batting second will be the second baseman, Bailey Martin. Batting third, over at first base, Noah Marcoux. He's been the key leader over there, hitting over 460 for the Hoppers this season so far. Matt Garrett is a cleanup spot in the DH. Brian Schellenberger is back in the 5-hole over in right. Zeb Bruce mans the center field spot, batting sixth. Over at the hot corner is Todd Maddox in the 7th spot. Jake Shire over at short bats 8th. And Luke Stevenson is behind the dish, rounding out the lineup. And they'll be facing Zach Zaborowski on the bump for the Westside Woolly Mammoths.
In the 5 innings that Zaborowski threw last Sunday against these same Hoppers, just one run across. It was Todd Maddox with an RBI double in the 2nd inning of that game. So Todd looking to continue his success against the righty Zaborowski here in this game.
As Zaborowski throws the first pitch of the ball game, and that one is going to be skied in the air and foul ground, trying to get there and making the catch. Or looked like it was not. Looked like he thought he had it. Zach Beadle behind the dish, but it's just tough on our angle, right behind home plate.
Yeah, because the stands behind home plate are elevated, there's a little bit of a blind spot for us here up in the booth when Beadle comes over close to the wall. He came close to catching that. It just glanced off the netting.
Van Dyver fouls that one off again. Quickly 0-2 on the leadoff hitter. Coming in hitting 260 on the season. The man from Alton, Illinois. The 0-2 offering from Zaborowski, misses that one outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Your prototypical leadoff hitter in Blake Van Dyver. He's walked 8 times, struck out 9, so very even in that standpoint. Doesn't have a lot of extra base power, just 1 double this season.
Just got a piece of that one to stay alive.
And the key for Zaborowski is to continue to throw strikes. He struck out 6, but walked 3 in his 5 innings of work last Sunday. And he's had other outings where he has had the walk count up, but other times his strikeouts have been high. He's got 11 Ks to 10 walks this season.
This misses that one. He went off speed at 83, evens the count up at 2.
Also, Zaborowski, a little bit of a backwards pitcher, if you will. Slider, sinker are his top 2 pitches. Then he comes in with the 4-seam fastball.
We'll see what he does here on the 2-2. And Van Diver keeps battling. It's at the top. It was in the top part of the strike zone. He fouls off at 92 on the gun.
That's what you like to see out of your leadoff guy. Continue to battle and make Zaborowski throw a ton of pitches early on.
Lengthy at bat here to start the game. As Zaborowski on the 2-2. Ooh, that one just missed outside. Had some good movement on it, but moved a few inches off the plate to make the count run full. Payoff pitch coming. Van Diver rips that one out into center. Going to be a routine play, though, as Nick Pastor underneath that one to haul it in for the first out of the ball game.
Quality at-bat for Blake Van Diver, and he hit that ball right on the screws, just right at the center fielder of the Mammoths, Pastor. And if they can continue to swing the bat like that, they're going to find some holes.
Yeah, they will. Let's take a look at our defensive alignment for the Westside Woolly Mammoths. Brought to you by 3-Dimensional Services. Jose Cedeno out in left field. Nick Pastor, who made that play in center. Francis Florentino in right. You got Nick Weber over at the hot corner here today. Colby Seltzer at short. Dre Williams-Nelson at second. Drew Fleming at first. And Zach Beadle behind the dish for Zach Zaborowski today.
Nice pitch from Zach going inside with a breaking pitch. Nice slider.
He's got Bailey Martin in an 0-2 hole.
Did the same thing. Instead of going inside on the front hip, started it down the middle and it cut outside, missing the bat of Martin. Really good stuff right now out of the hand of Zaborowski, and we got time at the dish.
Yeah, Martin's going to take it here. Yeah, Zaborowski was up 0-2 on Van Diver, but Van Diver ran the count fall before he flew out to center.
Martin leads the team. 20 walks this season. That's incredible.
Try to fight back here as that one bounces in the dirt, 1-2. Look at the pitches that Zaborowski has. He throws a slider most of the time, at 39%. He also has a sinker, 4-seamer, changeup, and cutter. So he's a lot he can bring to the table. As ripping that one foul right over the top of the Mammoths dugout on the third base side.
And I know that ball wasn't fair, Alex, but we're seeing some barrels early on from these Hoppers. Obviously showing why they're the top offensive team in the league so far this season.
They were really quiet on Friday, trying to do that here today.
These Hoppers, one of their main goals of today is trying to get the Mammoths to dip into their bullpen earlier than most. And Zaborowski throwing a ton of pitches in these first couple batters.
It's another full count as Martin has fought back.
Yeah, coming up on pitch 15 just through the first 2 batters of the game for Zach.
And he rings him up, strike 3. Nice movement on the off speed at 84, right at the knees of Bailey Martin for out number 2.
And Martin didn't like the call, but that just grabbed the lower inside corner. Perfectly executed pitch from Zach Zaborowski.
Now Nora Marcoux will step into the batter's box.
Heck of a job from Zaborowski. Goes to back-to-back full counts and retires both.
And that's what you got to have here. You can't afford to allow a leadoff walk or have 2 runners on. But he did his job, even though his pitch count is a little bit elevated where he did not want it to be right now. But the main thing is he's getting those guys out.
Mm-hmm.
It's a big swing and miss at 84 by Noah Marcoux.
Yeah, it's just a nasty pitch. I mean, cutting inside and down at the back foot of the lefty hitter. Unhittable pitch right there.
That's what we're going to try to do here today, as that one misses low and outside at 86. 2 balls and a strike to Marcoux.
Marcoux statistically, and I mean just off of the eyeball, best hitter in this league so far. 18 hits to lead the entire league. He's tied for first and doubles and runs scored.
He has just been a phenomenal player, and he's been in this league for a few years now. And
you got to credit a guy like this. When you have such a successful start to the season, he's not trying to do too much. Continuing to stay consistent at the plate.
He takes a big hack. That was a really good spot for him to hit, but couldn't get anything on it. And it's another 3-2 count.
Another guy with 20 walks on the season for the Hoppers in Marcoux.
Payoff pitch. And he gets him to go down swinging for strike 3. 2 punch-outs for Zach Zaborowski. And it's a 1-2-3 inning. We head to the home half of the first. The Mammoths come up right after this here on the USPBL Network.
Time doesn't heal all wounds. Hard work, perseverance.
And we do.
We're fighting cancer with proton therapy.
And music therapy.
We're turning back the clock on Parkinson's and outsmarting blood clots in seconds.
Instead of days.
Because this is her time. His time, your time. And it's time to show we can. Corewell Health.
Bottom of the first inning here at Jimmy John's Field. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Westside Woolly Mammoths. As Jose Cedeno will lead it off. You mentioned he had that home run on Friday night, Tom. He's been heating up lately. Francis Florentino, another guy, he has picked it up with 5 home runs in the season. He bats second. Nick Pastor in the 3 spot in center. Drew Fleming, who had the walk-off home run on Thursday against the Unicorns, bats cleanup at first base. Fox Liam goes to the 5 hole at DH. Dre Williams Nelson bats 6 over at second. Colby Seltzer at short, batting 7th. Zach Beadle behind the dish bats 8th, and Nick Webb rounds out the lineup in the hot corner. And on the mound for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers, it's going to be Ryan Carolden.
Carolden, 7 strikeouts his last time out facing these Mammoths. The only success against Carolden in those 5 frames was an RBI single from Florentino, but Carolden did strike out Francis the other 2 plate appearances that Florentino had that game. So if Carolden can do exactly what he did last week against this Westside team, Hoppers are in a good shape to win this ball game. I know it's a deadlock 0-0 game and we've only played half an inning of baseball, but another good start from Ryan will propel them to a good chance at victory today. But starting off with Jose Cedeno on the mound, or at the plate, excuse me. He's been on a tear lately. 15 total hits. He just had his first extra base hit, which was a monster 3-run homer, and he gets things started here for the Mammoths.
First pitch he swing. First pitch he sees is a swing and a miss. He was trying to go after at the top part of the zone at 92 off of Carolden. Sends this one out into right. Shallow though. Making the catch is Brian Schellenberger for out number 1.
Cedeno's having bigger swings. He's usually hitting it on a line, keeping it in the front of the outfield for singles. He had 14 singles before his home run the other day, and he just got underneath that pitch right there. Carolden's going to pitch to contact. 7 strikeouts last week, but a lot of weak contact is what comes out of his hand.
Take a look at the defensive alignment for the Diamond Hoppers, presented by 3-Dimensional Services. As Francis Florentino whips one out into center field, and what a nice grab. Right over there, Bailey Martin.
It's a long way to run for Martin. My goodness, that ball hung up for a moment, caught on the inside handle part of the bat on Florentino, and because of it floating out there in the shallow left center, Bailey's able to get over there. Heck of a play from the second baseman of the Hoppers to cover so much ground and snag that ball.
You don't really see that really often. Usually, that's usually Shire's position, or out in the center is Nick Pastor. Going out into right, and it's going to drop in front of Ruse and Schellenberger for a 2-out base knock.
A back-to-back floaters on back-to-back pitches, and one finds some green. And back to that catch by Martin, Shire almost had to make a late Willie Mays type of play over his head. I don't know if he was able to make that catch. So Martin, heck of a play, and Pastor just found a hole right there, dropping it right between Schellenberger and Roos.
Keeps the inning going for the hero on Thursday night, Drew Fleming. First pitch is a drop strike. of Luke Stevenson, who's behind the dish for Carolden here today. As we look at the rest of the defense, you know, as I mentioned, over the infield, Tom Maddox at third, Jake Shire at short, Bailey Martin at second, Noah Marcoux at first, Blake Van Diver in left, Zeb Roos in center, and Brian Schellenberger out on right. That's defensive alignment for the Hoppers today, as Fleming holds that one off to make it 0-2.
Now, Carolden's bringing it today. Low 90 fastball, and he's throwing a lot of them. About 60% of the time, Orion's going to favor that four-seamer and will mix in a curveball and slider. At times, maybe a changeup, but a lot of times the off-speed will be a curveball 12-6 and a slider that sweeps across the plate.
Pastor on the move as Fleming fouls that one off again. A fastball at 92. Carolden this season with 21 punch-outs, 10 walks, and 24 innings of work. ERA at 3 on the dot with a 1-1 record. 225 opposing batting average. It's going to be his 6th start of the season. Oh-2, Fleming, one out into center, and lined right to Zeb Roos. That's going to end the bottom of the first inning. No score. As we head to the second, we'll be back right here on the USPBL Network.
Everyone has something that motivates them to do better. And for me, that's my daughter Shelby. I named Shelby Construction Services after her as a reminder to always run the company in a way that would make her proud. Our goal isn't just to get the job done, but to get it done right. And that means making sure every customer has a 5-star experience. I think how a company treats you is just as important as the finished product. My daughter wouldn't have it any other way.
Call 833-6-SHELBY. That's 833-6-SHELBY.
Second inning we go here at Jimmy John's Field. Zach Zeborowski back on the bump. Trying to have a quicker inning of work. He did retire the Hoppers in order with 2 punch-outs. But no, those full counts has been elevating his pitch count here in that first inning.
Yeah, he threw 21 pitches in that first frame, but he did so kind of efficiently. As you mentioned, back-to-back strikeouts to end the frame along with a line out to center from Van Diver. We saw some hard swings. Not everything was fair put by these Hoppers, but Eastside, I mean, they're going to stay consistent offensively. They're going to go down 1, 2, 3 at times, and then other times they're going to have big innings and plate 8, 9 guys.
They're trying to find what they did back last week on Wednesday when they exploded for 15 runs against the Beavers in that non-public game. Oh, the bats were mostly quiet on Friday as Gehrig down 0-2.
My goodness. Those are 2 incredible pitches. Started them in the perfect spot and got just the right amount of spin to set it in on the inside corner.
It completely froze him as kind of a check. Wayne didn't put a lot on it, but he fouls it off.
And these hitters have seen Zeborowski before in the past. Obviously, last Sunday they faced Zeborowski. And they know that he's going to be a slider, sinker, heavy kind of guy, not a ton of fastballs out of the hand, so you got to adjust to the off speed.
0-2, up high, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Was trying to get him with a fastball up and away.
Zeborowski's really landing that slider for strikes right now, so continue to throw that pitch as well.
This one skied in the air into center. Pastor runs for it and makes the catch.
That ball was a lot shorter than I think Pastor had realized. He took about 2 or 3 steps back and then had to charge in hard to shallow center field and make that catch. A little bit of weak contact there from Zaborowski, but 3 really nice sliders on the inner half to Gehrig that made it tough to kind of drive something out there.
He's been utilizing that a lot.
This is where he thrives against lefties. Going to throw that slider in on the back foot. Schellenbarger loves to go the opposite way.
He swings on the first pitch, takes a hop over Dre Williams-Nelson. He was diving for it, in and out of his glove, and Schellenbarger reaches first.
Schellenbarger goes the pull side this time. Line shot that was nearly snagged by Williams-Nelson. Really tough play for the Mammoth second baseman as it glances off his glove.
And it came off hot at 98.
That was a middle pitch right there. Schellenbarger did not miss it.
And they're going to reward him with a hit there. It would have been a tough play for Williams-Nelson.
You definitely got to give him one there.
Roos swings at the first pitch into right. Florentino makes the catch for another quick out.
Yeah, 3 of the 4 outs now that we've seen, 3 of the 5 outs, I'm sorry, that we've seen have all been in the air. Roos, Gehrig, and Van Diver have all flown out. Nothing on the ground so far for these Hoppers. Everything's been up in the sky. And here's the guy that had early success against Zaborowski. RBI double last Sunday against Zach to give the Hoppers a 1-0 lead early on.
And Todd Maddox comes in here. We'll see what Zaborowski does here this time. You know, in this league, you face the pitcher so many times throughout the course of the season. You get comfortable what he's going to throw at you, and you have to adjust.
From the pitcher side as well, they're familiar with the hitters.
This one grounded right over to third. Webb throws it over to Fleming for the out. So a 1-out single by Brian Schellenbarger does no harm for the Mammoths. As we head to the bottom of the second, no score here on the US PBL Network.
Throughout your life, from big moments to ones well-earned, we're your financial guardian angel. Alliance Catholic Credit Union.
When it's time for baseball, it's time for beer. Two Hearted Ale has been named the #1 beer in America for the past 4 years by members of the American Home Brewers Association. Play ball with the best. Two Hearted Ale, the iconic American IPA from Bell's Brewery, Comstock, Michigan. Please drink responsibly. Bottom of the second here at Jimmy John's Field on this Sunday Fun Day presented by Fairytale Entertainment. Ryan Carolden gets back on the hill. We got no score here today as the Mammoths will send Fox Liam, Dre Williams-Nelson, and Colby Seltzer to the plate.
No weak spots in this Mammoth lineup. Liam doesn't have the average to show for it that he'd like so far this year, but he finds a way on base. 12 walks on the season for Fox. Check that. 13 walks on the season, 16 free passes with 3 hit by pitches. And Ryan, he was pitching to contact. Cedeno swung it. The second pitch he saw. Florentino and Pastor went after the very first pitch that they each saw. Ryan Carolden, he throws the least pitches per batter faced at just under 3. It's at 2.9. So just like the Mammoth team have been all year against all 3 other teams in this league, they go hunting for that first pitch in the zone that they find good.
Just want to be aggressive. That's the name of the game here for them as Fox Liam sees a first pitch outside at 81.
Yeah, Fox lives up in the count. 1-0, 2-0, 3-1.
I think this is that pitch high with the fastball. 2 balls and no strikes on Liam. trying to find himself a way to heat up. But he's been battling, being disciplined at the plate.
He's doing a good job of it. You have 28 at-bats with another 16 free passes. I mean, come on now, 34 total at-bats, and 16 of those you find your way on via the free pass, and here's another one.
Yeah, 4-pitch walk to start the second as Fox Liam gets himself on base, and he's just, even though the average doesn't show it, he's been able to do things in other ways. Like you mentioned, getting on base, being disciplined, and not going at it after every pitch.
And Carolden's going to correct that. He had a 4-pitch walk to Drew Fleming in the top of the second inning back on Sunday, and that was the only walk that he had all game. So easily correctable here for Carolden on the mound after the leadoff walk.
Williams-Nelson shows bunt, tipped into the glove.
Looked like Dre tried to kind of stab at that one, more of like a slash bunt instead of holding it out there and trying to catch it.
We'll see if he does that here, or just plays straight up. Hitting .273 on the season for the man out of Houston. He sends this one out into right. Going in is Brian Schellenbarger for the out.
A lot of balls in the air. Every out recorded now for these Mammoths, similar to what the Hoppers were doing. All 4 outs retired for the Mammoths today have been in the air. Cedeno, Florentino, Fleming, and now Williams-Nelson.
Well, Colby Seltzer steps in now in the 7th spot today. He was batting 3rd on Thursday against the Unicorns. So he's moved around in the lives, some other players as well. They're trying to get a feel of where they're best comfortable at.
I like head coach Taylor Jellikowski switching up the lineups. As you mentioned, Cedeno is in the 9th spot on Thursday. He has led off the last 2 games. Colby Seltzer has hit anywhere from the cleanup spot down to the 8th spot. And Williams-Nelson and Fox Liam, they've jumped around all over the lineup as well.
Liam was leading off too, a couple games, and it was Nick Pastor had that spot, and
it's pretty much been everybody. Even Florentino in the 2 spot, we've seen him 3, 4, 5 hitter so far this season at times. Also, that wind's starting to pick up, blowing out deep to right field.
We'll see how that impacts the rest of the way, as it's a big hack going at it at 84.
Yeah, upper inner zone there for Seltzer. It looks really good. A lot of late break on that pitch from Carolden and the change piece.
The wind is blowing a lot in left. All those pennants out there. We'll see if the ball carries out that way. Carolden gets set with the 1-2. That's that one away. 2-2. Carolden standing in at 6'2", 215 from Yale, Michigan. Spent his time at Wayne State University and SC4, St. Clair County Community College in Port Huron. 2-2 pitch coming. And he gets Seltzer to go down swinging for his first strikeout of the game.
Big off-speed pitch from Ryan. Trusting the stuff on 2-2. Same pitch that he got Seltzer to swing on the 2-1 pitch. And Seltzer just misses over top of the baseball again. Tip your cap to Carolden, his first strikeout of the day, many more to come.
That'll face Zach Beadle with 2 outs and Liam on first. Beadle had the night off Thursday in their walk-off win against the Unicorns. Hitting .242 on the season for the man out of Livonia.
A lot of pop in this right-handed bat behind the dish for the Mammoths.
Carolden takes a long look at home plate, gets a sign from Stevenson. 1-0 pitch, swing and a miss. Got him there at 91.
A little bit of a half swing soared from Beadle right there. Tied him up, did Carolden inside. And both pitchers right now working the off-speed and the fastball inside to these right-handed hitters. And it's been making it tough so far today.
We'll see how they adjust. Check swing, called strike anyway. And on that inside part of the plate.
Yeah, about belt high. Inner part, Carolden quickly correcting after that 4-pitch walk to Liam.
Just tries to get out of it here, Carolden. Gets himself set. A few seconds on the pitch clock. 1-2. Drops down below the knees. 2-2. You like to see now that Carolden is just taking his time. Other pitchers, it just depends on their preference. They like to just go, go, go.
And we saw Bo Atkins the other day. He was working 1,000,000 miles a minute.
Same thing with Nate Blaine the other day. As Zach Beadle makes a big rip and miss. Back-to-back punch-outs for Ryan Carolden to end the second. He gives up a leadoff walk, but that doesn't faze him. So we head to the third, still scoreless here on this Sunday fun day here at the ballpark. We'll be back here on the US PBL Network.
I'm Anthony Tomey, CEO of Tomey Group, and we're one of the largest Jimmy John franchisees in the country. With 50 Jimmy Johns and over 700 employees, it's a challenge to manage operations. What could possibly go wrong with owning 50 Jimmy Johns? People don't show up, equipment fail, run out of bread, no tomatoes, we need onions. Many different things can happen. Tryon allows us to really focus on the food and the operations of the restaurant.
And that's why we rely on Tryon.
You can always rely on Tryon.
The Dave & Buster's method is designed to help you unlearn adulthood and discover the funner you hidden within you. The you that doesn't think about adult things and stuff. Ashley, I don't want to hear anything about your car registration when we're at Dave & Buster's.
Okay.
The you want to be. Let the Dave & Buster's method illuminate you. Begin the method today with 5 free games. You know you want to.
Fifth Third Extra Time helps you do you better. So kick back and relax. You have extra time to avoid overdraft fees. Fifth Third Extra Time. This is banking a Fifth Third better.
Top of the third we go here at Jimmy John's Field. Zach Zebrowski finish up his warm-up pitches. Going to be facing 8, 9, and 1. Jake Shire, Luke Stevenson, Blake Vandiver.
Both starting pitchers with very similar first 2 innings of work. Just 1 hit allowed by both Zebrowski and Carolden, and both with a pair of strikeouts so far today. I've been loving the stuff out of the hand of Zebrowski. He's using the slider inside to the right-handed hitters, going inside, sweeping it low inside to a lefty, and he's mixing a little bit of fastball action to it, about 91, 92. Zach has the number right now with these hopper hitters.
Oh, and he gets Shire on the first pitch.
That caught a piece of Beadle.
And Beadle, on that reaction, he's just down right now, just trying to. Yeah, that just got a sting right there.
Yeah, oh man, it hit the hip of Jake Shire and ricocheted right down Main Street between the legs of Zach Beadle, and that's why he is down on his knees taking an extra breath.
Yeah. That one just got a sting right there, 80 miles an hour. You know, that ricochet off of Shire.
It's because Shire kind of stuck his behind out a little bit, and that's what angled the ball inside and got a little bit of Zach. But he's a tough catcher. He's unfazed back there. He's going to continue. We've seen Beadle take line shot foul balls off the mask. We've seen foul balls on the inner thighs, swing on the back of the bat on his back shoulder. He's a tough kid back there.
Continue to play on as Luke Stevenson steps in.
Leadoff man aboard for the first time today for these Hoppers. And let's see if Zebrowski can correct quickly the same way that Carolden did after letting the leadoff man Fox Liam get aboard.
They're going to pick off attempt at first base as Fleming couldn't get the tag on Shire in time. Shire with 3 steals on the season.
He has not been caught yet. Let's see if Shire will go, considering Beadle just got banged up back there.
He's going to stay put. Went around, strike 2 for Luke Stevenson.
Another sword, this time out of the hand of Zebrowski. He's challenging these hitters inside. And it's making it really tough for these guys, especially this bottom half of the order. They like to go the opposite way and take pitches that are on the outer third of the plate and try to drive them.
Yeah, trying to be less predictable than going their normal way, like pulling it the way the players should go.
There's a lot of adjustments that happen in these dugouts, though. So as the innings continue and Zaborowski comes out for more frames, these hoppers will talk amongst themselves and know that that inside slider is coming, and they got to get their hands out in front and barrel it up.
Stevenson couldn't do it that time. Punch out number 3 on the afternoon for Zach Zaborowski.
That's sweet stuff right there. Starts it right down the middle. Stevenson, he's seeing dead red, ready to swing at that pitch, and boom, sweeps to the outside corner, and it just misses his bat by an inch or two outside off the plate. Nothing Luke can do at the plate there. He's just got to tip the cap, head back to the dugout.
Just incredible stuff we've seen, especially with the slider and his off speed. As Shire's on the move, Beto with the throw over to Seltzer, the tag, and they got him.
Zach Beetle, baby. Oh, my goodness. Let's take another look at this throw. Perfect pitch from Zaborowski. He is very quick to the plate. Watch. A very, very quick leg kick. Perfect catch for Beetle on his throwing hand side, and a bullet to second base. Seltzer was with the ball just waiting for Shire. Nice throw from Beetle after he took one right down the middle on a foul ball just by his cup.
And he's doing good right now. Oh, that didn't faze him at all.
Not at all.
That's only the second time the Hoppers have been caught stealing all season.
Wow.
Came in at a little over 96% on 26 attempts.
Zach Beetle picking up his pitcher after Zaborowski hit Shire on the very first pitch of the inning. And he cans him at second.
So now 2 outs, base is clear for the leadoff man Blake Vandiver, who's in a hitter-friendly count 3-0. Sets out down the first baseline foul.
Watch out, Whit Hughes.
Over at first base today.
It's the player coach in Whit Hughes. Played for head coach Ryan Kotke over at SC4. Now he coaches alongside Ryan and catches for this Hopper team.
Foul tip for strike 2.
Battling back, Zaborowski. Love to see it. Don't want to lose a guy on 4 pitches. Zach's just, he's given Vandiver some last 2 good pitches to swing at, and he's just missed them. That one bottom of the zone, just got the bottom piece of the barrel.
Tried to get out of the inning. Since that one foul. Tried to face the minimum batters. He got Shire on a hit by pitch, but they got him out stealing, so.
Those catchers love when they can kind of reach across their body to the throwing hand side because the transition is so much quicker. And that's why Beetle was lightning fast down to second base with his throw.
Shire sends us down the right field line. That's going to be a fair ball. It's going to go all the way to the wall. Blake Vandiver, he's rounding second, heading all the way to third, sliding in safely for a 2-out triple. Blake Vandiver.
First triple of the year for Blake. He put it right in the corner, and that is the perfect spot to hit a triple. Florentino had a nice throw in from the corner, but once that ball touches down fair, it just starts to pinball in that corner at the 320 sign. 90 feet away from the first run of our ball game are the Eastside Diamond Hoppers.
Gonna bring up Bailey Martin now to see if he can bring him in. Oh for 1, struck out looking back in that first inning.
This is where Zaborowski gets nasty. Little slider on the outside part of the plate, just grabbing the black. He might throw that same pitch now in on the hip of Martin, trying to swing one back in front door.
Decides to go fastball in the dirt.
Beetle's taking a beating this inning.
He did his job right there.
Yeah, he did.
Couldn't allow Vandiver to score from third.
And that's a catcher right there. A guy that throws one out to eliminate a base runner earlier in the inning, and then with a runner on third in a tie ball game, a 92-mile-an-hour fastball, 90-mile-an-hour fastball that spiked in the dirt. Does not feel good as it hits him up on the shoulder and the bicep. But man, what a stop.
He's been battling through it. Was a really strong catcher over his college days over at Madonna. As he goes nasty again with the slider. And it's now 1-2 on Martin. Trying to get Noah Marcoux to the dish.
to keep the inning going.
Doesn't necessarily have to throw this one for a strike. Can keep it low and outside. Beatles just got to keep it in front again.
1-2 pitch coming as that one misses below the knees. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Martin.
Zaborowski a little more controlled with the slider, sending that in for more strikes than his fastball so far today.
2-2 pitch coming. Martin sends this one down the left and is going to drop in for a base hit. Van Diver will score, and the Hoppers have the first lead of the ball game.
Great piece of hitting from Bailey Martin. He saw the fastball in the dirt, and he knew that Zaborowski was going to give him another slider on the next pitch, and he didn't miss it. Martin takes that pitch that's low and outside and pulls it into left field. Well done from Bailey. Another RBI for him as well. That's number 5 on the year.
Keeps the inning going for Noah Marcoux, who takes the first pitch strike.
Let's see how Zaborowski approaches Marcoux. Struck out Marcoux on 3 sliders in on the back foot, and that's where Beatle's going to start setting up here on the 0-1.
Temp over the first base. They throw it over. Fleming going to get there in time as Martin gets in there safely. Martin is a stealing threat. Third on the team in steals with 6. Is that one down foul? He's quickly now behind 0-2.
Marcoux, a guy that rarely strikes out. We saw him go down swinging in the first. 9 strikeouts compared to 20 walks this season. That's unheard of from your power lefty hitter to have double the amount of walks than you have strikeouts.
It's just a rare feat we see in the game these days. As that one missed outside. 1-2. He was trying to get him with a fastball. Marcoux has been really well. 462 coming into today's game as he goes down swinging again for the second time. Zach Zaborowski has had his number here today, and that's our fifth third bank, fifth third out of the game. However, the Hoppers do take the lead on an RBI single by Bailey Martin. It was a great setup by Blake Van Diver, who had a 2-out triple, and the Hoppers have the first lead of the ball game. We head to the home half of the third after this here on the USPBL Network. Don't go anywhere.
We're the financial champion of Michiganders. Whether you're a goal getter or dream chaser, an empty nester, or
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Jimmy John's Field. Happy Friday night. My name is Kenny Spear. I'll be playing the jams for you guys this evening. We got an exciting matchup here for you folks. Woolly Mammoths teeing off against the Diamond Hoppers. 7:05 first pitch. It's going to be a hot one. Stay hydrated.
Fifth Third Extra Time helps you do you better. So kick back and relax. You have extra time to avoid overdraft fees. Fifth Third Extra Time. This is banking a fifth third better.
Bottom of the third inning we go here at Jimmy John's Field as we welcome you back. Alex Johnson and Tom Cavanaugh with you for the call. It's a 1-0 lead for the Hoppers over the Mammoths. Bailey Martin with an RBI single as Ryan Crolden gets back on the mound.
It's going to be 9-1-2, Nick Webb, Jose Cedeno, and Francis Florentino. Swing and a miss by Webb, off speed at 78.
Carolden struck out the last 2 hitters that he faced in the 2nd inning. So the best we've seen Ryan today after back-to-back Ks to Seltzer and Beetle.
1-1 pitch coming. Check swing was upstairs, did not go. 2-1.
And wind continuing to billow, sending out to straightaway center field right now. We could see a few balls carry a few extra feet for our outfielders in right and center field.
Outside again, 3-1. We'll see how that goes through the rest of the game, with that wind being a factor. As our bottom of the 3rd inning, sponsored by Michigan First Credit Union, as well as Corewell Health, as you see on your screen. Webb was about to take the bat off and stroll down the first.
It just grabs the zone on the outer half. Most of the umpires in this league, almost all of them, will give just a little bit off the plate outside.
Payoff pitch coming. Webb sends this one into left center. Hauled in by Blake Van Diver.
Nice battle right there from Webb. See it one more time. This ball's going to be a little bit down. Carolden battling back from a 3-0 count. That's right in the corner to bring him back in the at-bat. Good fight from Carolden. He could have lost him right there and had another leadoff runner on via the walk. Instead, it's a fly out to left.
Things like that changes the game as it's one hop over to Bailey Martin to Noah Marcoux for the out.
Can't be upset if you're Cedeno. Another ball hit on the screws. He continues to swing the bat very well, but just right at the second baseman Martin. And Bailey's been the difference today. And a nice play right there. He has the RBI single last half inning.
Florentino comes in. Cedeno ripped that one hard. 102 off the bat. That's a slow roller that gets misplayed off the bat of Francis Florentino. That was Shire and Martin in there as that one goes into center.
They're likely going to give Florentino a base hit here. We'll take another look at it right now as this ground ball that is hit by Florentino just slowly gets past the pitcher's mound. Coming across is Shire. He's going to have to make a play on the run, and it just sneaks by his glove. I don't think Martin had really a shot at that baseball whatsoever, so it's going to be a hit for Florentino. That's the 2nd hit of the day for Westside.
Now here's Nick Pastor. As he sends this one out into deep right center. Going all the way back at the warning track to make the catch, Brian Schellenbarger. Had some carry on it, 356 feet, but falls just short. That was just a good at-bat by Nick Pastor, but didn't have enough. We head to the 4th inning, still 1-0 Hoppers here on the USPBL Network. This is your home for USPBL Baseball.
The Dave & Buster's method is designed to help you unlearn adulthood and reset our life around zapping stuff and cheering for stuff with your friends. Begin the method today with 5 free games. You know you want to.
Welcome back, everyone. Let's take a look at this play here by Francis Florentino. This single brought to you by Michigan First Credit Union. As just rolled over by Jake Shire and Bailey Martin. It just went through his glove and into center field. That would have been a difficult play for both Shire or Martin to make, but He's just on the right spot there. If you're Florentino, just got himself on base right there.
Yeah, big spot Florentino picks up his 15th hit of the year. That leads the Mammoth team. Right behind him is Cedeno, actually tied with Cedeno with 15 hits. Francis has really been impressive all year long, and so has Zach Zeborowski on the mound right now for these Mammoths. He has found a way. He's cracked the code, Alex. Struck out Marcoux twice so far. Nobody's really been able to have that type of success against Noah Marcoux this season, and now he faces the 4, 5, 6 hitters. It doesn't get any easier, but Zeborowski is dialed in right now on the mound.
He is. Despite allowing that 1 run in the last inning, he's been doing a really good job. It's just the offense has got to pick it up, though. So early out of the game as we're approaching the 4th.
All right, I'll tell you one thing, Alex. A 1-0 game is very hard to come by with these two teams right here. If you want to win this ball game, you're going to need to score more than 1. So Zeborowski cannot be fazed with that 1 blemish as the triple and single back-to-back led to a run for Eastside.
Throws a strike in the bottom middle part of the strike zone to Matt Gehrig.
Gehrig's been hotter of late. He cooled off after the beginning of the season, and he has come through for his boys. A couple of extra base hits, and he's 3rd on the team in RBIs. 15 on the season for Matt.
Yeah, a few home runs in the first week of the season. But that power is still there.
Oh, yeah.
Takes a big hack and miss. Going out with the slider again at 81.
It's going to be the bread and butter all day for Zeborowski. It just depends on if these hopper hitters are going to be able to figure it out, just like Martin did last inning.
1-2 pitch again. That one gets away from him. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
I don't blame Beetle for not going all the way, trying to block that one up, considering there's nobody on base. And he took a few off the chops in that 3rd inning of action.
Yeah, no need to do that. Oh, got one right into Gehrig.
That got him on some. I heard a little bone there. Not a lot of meat, a lot of bone for Gehrig. That ball squared him up. And that was about 90 miles an hour, so it doesn't feel good. Gehrig's going to take an extra walk behind the base. One more time here. I mean, this gets him right in the kneecap, I think. Maybe a little bit of shin action. 90 miles an hour on the knee.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
You saw the crowd react.
That's Gehrig's only 2nd time this year being hit by a pitch. He's got to feel that one.
As now Schellenbarger steps in and Jake Shire got hit on the side in the last inning.
Yeah, that being on the hip, he still had running ability. Gehrig right now might be hobbling for a pitch or two.
0-1 pitch coming. Good location there in the bottom part of the zone. Went at it at 83.
Schellenbarger with the first hit of the game for Eastside back in the 2nd inning. Hard hit ball to second base at Dre Williams-Nelson.
Zeborowski with the 0-2. Chopper right up to Nelson, trying to go for 2. Seltzer for 1. Relay to Fleming in time. 4-6-3. And there's 2 gone for the Diamond Hoppers.
What a turn from the Mammoths. This ball was not hit all that hard by Schellenbarger. High chopper on the ground to second. And look at the quick hands of Dre Williams-Nelson. Beautiful job getting it quickly to Seltzer, and he turns lightning fast, and Fleming snags it at the last minute. Back-to-back innings here for Zeborowski. He hits the leadoff batter, and it's quickly remedied by either a caught stealing or now, in this case, a 4-6-3 double play.
Yeah, good way to negate that is now Zeborowski comes in. Flew out to right on the first pitch he saw back in the 2nd inning. Ahead in the count 2-0 as that slider goes down and away.
Another guy hitting nearly 350 this season with 13 RBIs. And once again, another member of this Hopper team that has more walks than strikeouts. Just 4 Ks this season for Zeb. That's lowest on the team, and it's not close. Schellenbarger, 7 strikeouts. That's the closest to the 4 that Roos has this year.
And that just shows how disciplined these Hoppers are at the plate, and that's why they've been able to produce so many runs and have so much success. So it's chopped right over to Nick Webb. Long throw and a high throw to Fleming. Not in time. They didn't get him.
And Nick Webb over at third base. As you see him plant, he's going to field this ball backhand. When he plants, he kind of gives out with that foot. He slips a little. And then as he slips, he's got to overcompensate with the throw, and he just left it a little bit high. Fleming tried to get the tag on him, but Webb kind of slipped on the line there when he went for the backhand play and did all he could to get it over to first base.
Keeps the inning alive. They throw it down to first base. That was close.
It's going to be a hit for Roos. It should be. Webb over at third base just, slipped for a moment, and I think Roos would have been safe regardless on the throw.
Yeah, it was a high throw, and would have been tough for Fleming to get back down and get his foot on the bag.
Yeah, Fleming's all of 6'4", but that throw, he needed to be about 6'8", Caleb Rush size to be able to make that catch.
0-1 the Maddox. And they're going to say, yep, called strike 2. So Zaborowski trying to get out of this. Team trailing 1-0. 0-2 pitch coming. Skies this one, but out of play. Maddox coming in 293. He grounded to Webb to end the second. The man from Winsboro, South Carolina. Played at Francis Marion University, a D3 school. 0-2 is tie, 1-2. Was a member of this team last season where he hit .211 with a couple of home runs.
He's got some pop this year as well, tied for third in doubles in the USPBL with 4. Also fourth in batting average against fastballs, but not a pitch that Zaborowski throws all that much.
1-2 misses away with the slider.
You'll see him throw it at times, but over the first 3 2/3 innings, Zaborowski has really favored that off-speed slider just because that fastball has not been set in for as many strikes.
It's usually his go-to pitch. I mentioned 39% of the time, and Maddox swings and misses for the third out of this fourth inning. Just great work. Strikeout number 5 on the day for Zaborowski. Head to the home half of the fourth, 1-0 Hoppers. This is your home for USPBL baseball on this Sunday Fun Day, presented by Fairytale Entertainment.
I'm Anthony Tomey, CEO of Tomey Group, and we're one of the largest Jimmy John franchisees in the country. With 50 Jimmy Johns and over 700 employees, it's a challenge to manage operations. What could possibly go wrong with owning 50 Jimmy Johns? People don't show up, equipment fail, run out of bread, no tomatoes, we need onions. Many different things can happen. Tryon allows us to really focus on the food and the operations of the restaurant.
And that's why we rely on Tryon.
You can always rely on Tryon.
Bottom of the fourth we go here at Jimmy John's Field on this Sunday afternoon here in downtown Utica, Michigan. Alex Johnson alongside Tom Cavanaugh. 1-0 in favor of the road team, the Eastside Diamond Hoppers, here today trying to find win number 1 against these Westside Woolly Mammoths this season. And Ryan Carolden has done his job here today so far, and he's been tough to stop for these Mammoths hitters.
He has. 2 strikeouts so far through 3 innings, just 2 hits allowed by Ryan, and he's had some help as well in the field. A lot of balls put in the air from these Mammoth hitters. Everybody nearly has put the ball in the air. Only thing on the ground was a Florentino ground out, Cedeno as well. Everything else has been lifted by these Mammoth hitters. So if they can start putting a few balls hard on the ground, try to leg out some swings, and take advantage of the free passes, but Carolden's not giving them many. We saw the 4-pitch walk to Fox Liam, and other than that, the command has been stellar for Ryan Carolden on the mound, working into his 4th full inning here.
Doing his work here so far, trying to go as long as he can. He'll face 4-5-6. So gets that one up and in on Fleming.
I'm not surprised there's no action in either bullpen right now, just because both of these starting pitchers, Carolden and Zaborowski, both went 5 innings last Sunday in this same matchup.
On the ground, right over to Jake Shire. Throws it over to Noah Marcoux. for the out, the second ground ball out for the Mammoths here today.
Yeah, Fleming just came around it a tad. Hard ground ball to shortstop Shire, all in one motion. He's able to take his momentum and work it towards first base. You see it carrying through, and that's what helps put a little extra velocity on that throw. If you're a youngster watching the ball game, one thing that you can do to elevate your game as an infielder is to get behind the baseball and work towards the base that you're trying to throw to.
So what you got to have here is that shortstop position, a main necessity, you know, especially throughout baseball. And
it's something you don't see all the time. Some guys are at a young age very stagnant. They'll field the ball and then go through their progression of throwing. And that's the first strike that Fox Liam has seen today on the 6th total pitch between two at-bats.
It's just been incredible because he's just been so disciplined at the plate and not chasing anything as he fouls that one right off of him. Make it 1-2.
And Fox will take his walks, but he wants to hit too. He sees the most pitches per plate appearance in the entire league at about 4.5 pitches per at-bat. He's at a 30% walk rate, which is that's incredible, man. Guys just don't want to throw to him.
1-2 pitch coming, and he gets up high and misses it. It's another strikeout for Ryan Carolda. That's number 3 on the day.
Climbing the ladder with the fastball at 93. I don't know many people that can catch up to that pitch. Top of the strike zone, you got to find a way to get some sort of the barrel there. Carolda blistering that pitch in for strike 3.
Was a multiple-time player of the week and for a draft pick of the Angels, Dre Williams-Nelson. Flew out to right his first time up. It's a good pitch by Carolden.
And I have a good feeling if Dre finds his way on to first base, he's going to try to steal second and leave it up to Seltzer, who's on deck, to try to drive him in with 2 outs here.
That's what he wants to do. Sends one out to center off at 99 miles an hour off his bat for a 2-out base knock.
That was a rip. Bottom of the zone. And Williams-Nelson sent it right back where it came from. Hot shot. It's a good pitch from Carolden, but he left it middle of the zone. And Dre is such a good hitter, he's not going to miss a pitch like that. And here it goes. Let's see if he can try to take second base here, and Seltzer will have a chance to drive him in.
Prime opportunity here to keep the inning going. And you got Zach Beadle right behind him. Try to get a 2-out rally going here if you're the Woolly Mammoths. Carolden misses that one outside.
Westside does such a good job of putting pressure on their opponents. They've stolen 27 bases this year. They've been caught 6 times. That's right around the same stolen base number as the Hoppers. But the Mammoths will push the envelope whenever they can.
1-0 count. Seltzer rips this one down the left field line, but foul. Right down the heart of the plate. Yep, right at the heart of the plate.
Yeah, middle.
That's just
it's good to see Seltzer's early on that 90-mile-an-hour fastball. Some guys have been later on that pitch, but Colby's all over it.
Yeah, Carolden just has to be careful with that too. Can't let that one the barrel up on you.
He left one over the middle for Williams-Nelson, who shot one back into center.
Just got to have his better command and location.
Oh, good pitch.
Got him nasty there at 80 off speed.
And Colby was sitting fastball, did not react to the off speed in time. Big spot here for Carolden, trying to get his 4th strikeout and strand another runner on base. He has not found a way to go 1-2-3 against these Mammoths so far today.
Carolden in the stretch gets in his motion. 1-2 pitch coming, and he got him. Chased him upstairs. Seltzer took a bite and couldn't get anything on it. And that ends the inning. Good work there by Carolden as we head to the 5th. Still 1-0 in favor of Eastside over Westside here on the US PBL Network.
time doesn't heal all wounds. Hard work, perseverance.
And we do.
We're fighting cancer with proton therapy.
And music therapy.
We're turning back the clock on Parkinson's and outsmarting blood clots in seconds.
Instead of days.
Because this is her time. His time, your time. And it's time to show we can. Corewell Health.
Fifth inning we go here at Jimmy John's Field. Zach Zaborowski has done his job here today. Team trailing by 1, though, to the Eastside Diamond Hoppers. But a good one here, Tom, so far. Both pitchers have done their job. And now it's looking into this middle part of the game is who's going to try to come through here offensively to try to open this game up.
Zaborowski's got to keep it a 1-0 ball game. Very similar to what we saw last Sunday. It was 1-1 after 5 full innings of baseball and a 5-3 win for the Mammoths late on a walk-off. But Zach's been great so far today. The only blemish was that triple from Van Diver, followed by the RBI single from Martin. Other than that, it's been great stuff today. He's going to face the bottom half of this lineup, bottom third of this lineup, and try to work himself a 1-2-3 inning. Something he's only been able to do once today, and that was back in the first inning.
He goes off speed with the slider. Then it's the upper part of the strike zone on Jake Shire, who got a hit by pitch his first time up. Misses on a fastball, 0-2. Open room right into center field. He just gets a piece of that one.
Got to fight it away, and the sun peeking back out. Not many clouds in the sky right now. Going to continue to increase the temperature on the field right now as well.
0-2 pitch coming. Chopped right back on one hop to Colby Seltzer. Long throw over to Fleming, not in time. Going to be an infield single for Jake Shire, who just beats the throw.
Shire's got some speed. You look at the backhand play from Seltzer, he's quick with it. Bang, bang play. From one side, it could be out. The other, I think Shire gets the tie goes to the runner type situation in this sense, because he was screaming down the line, and Colby waited an extra second to pick that ball up on the high hop.
Yeah, Seltzer was just not really in a rush at all. It was just going to be a routine play.
He had to field it on that hop, though, because of how high it was. If he tries to charge in a little bit and take it on the short hop there's a chance it gets behind him in the left center field. So I like the play from Colby. I think Nick Webb may have had a chance to cut that off. I'm not sure.
Infield hit now for Luke Stevenson, who struck out Sweeney his first time up. Has been the backup behind the dish for Whit Hughes throughout the course of the season. Swings and misses again on a fastball, 89.
Yeah, they've been splitting time nearly evenly between the non-public and the public games. Slow start for both catchers. Both guys, Hughes and Stevenson, just 5 hits apiece with almost 30 at-bats. And not a lot of walks between them, just 3 walks combined between the two guys, the two catchers for this Hopper team.
1-2 to Stevenson as misses away. Trying to get with a slider. 2 balls and 2 strikes to the number 9 hitter.
One thing I will say, though, is the catcher position is one on the field that is prioritized in the defensive side. And both of these guys, Stevenson and Hughes, do a nice job behind the dish.
Sends that one foul. They both do their job. Actually got to have no behind the dishes, no commanding, no the pitcher with the signs and checking the runners. Well, Stevenson had experience last season in the USPBL, was on the Beavers and did a good job over there. 2-2 pitch and going down, swinging again. That's another one for Zaborowski.
And make it 6 for him, tying his strikeout count from last Sunday. And with 11 on the season, make that 17 to just 11 walks this year. Or sorry, he's still at 10 walks. He has just hit 2 batters today. Zach he's on point in this one on a Sunday.
Got some action in the bullpen for the Mammoths. We'll see how far Zaborowski goes.
Yeah, Luke Drummond right now getting just lightly ready. Not completely ready to go in the game yet. I think Zaborowski, depending on how this inning unravels, completes the 5th, but his pitch count's starting to climb, so I think it might be the end after 5. We'll see.
0-1 in the dirt to Beetle and into it again.
They're going to give him a second. That one caught a little piece of skin as well.
Yeah, that's how it hopped in. He takes a walk back to the mound and back behind home plate. We'll see if Shire goes and he can try to pick him off, or catch him stealing rather, like how he did a couple innings ago.
Yeah, I think Beetle's begging for it. He wants Shire to go again.
1-2 on Van Diver. Had that triple in his last at bat.
Sometimes you get the competitions inside of the competition of the baseball game between a runner and a catcher.
That was swing and a miss. Van Diver, and not happy with that. His first base was occupied. It was less than 2 outs, and he thought it was a foul tip.
Yeah, that's what he's arguing right now. Thought he got a piece of the baseball. Beetle had to chase after that one, which allowed Shire to move up to second base. But you're exactly right. With the runner at first base and a drop third strikeout, because first base is occupied, Van Diver cannot run down to first. And it's back-to-back strikeouts now for Zaborowski. Make it 7 for the kid.
So just a runner on second, which is Shire. After the drop third strike, it's going to be Bailey Martin, who is the lone RBI of the game.
He came up clutch with 2 outs back in the 3rd inning to lead to the only run today. Let's see if he can do it again.
Got some good speed with Shire at second base. He went too far and is now in an 0-2 hole.
We've just seen Hopper hitters fooled on that pitch out of the hand of Zaborowski. So much late action on it. Because originally when the pitch comes in, it looks like it's right down the middle. It's not going to cut much. And then very late, about 80% of the way to the plate, it'll dive down and away to the right-handed hitter.
So runner on second, 2 outs, 0-2 on Bailey Martin. Zaborowski takes a look at second before he throws. And misses that one away in the fastball.
And this is where if I'm Bailey Martin on a 1-2 count, you're thinking slider here. Zaborowski missed with the fastball last at-bat, and the next pitch was a slider that Martin hammered.
1-2. He finds it into center. It's going to drop in. Shire rounding third, hustling home rather. The throw is off, and it's 2-0 Diamond Hoppers. Bailey Martin comes through again with 2 outs.
Same exact thing as last time. I just mentioned it. Martin was sitting on the slider. He gets it inside, able to bring the hands and the barrel in, and floats one out to center field. Another great piece of hitting from Bailey Martin, and that just shows his baseball IQ. He doesn't recognize that pitch as it's coming in. He knows that the slider is coming. Bailey is continuing to impress us up here in the booth, but everybody at the stadium after taking a pitch that Zaborowski has had so much success with over the course of his time today on the mound. But Bailey's the only guy that's really figured him out, and he's done it in 2 clutch spots with runners in scoring position. 2-0 Hops.
Let's get back to work here is for Noah Marcoux. 2 runs and 6 hits on the day for the Diamond Hoppers. Marcoux of 2 strikeouts so far.
Uncharacteristic from the big lefty.
0-1. And a good lead over there was Martin. Not going to go. 0-2.
Each time Zaborowski has faced Marcoux, he's got out ahead of Noah. Staying 0-2 is recipe for success against the best hitter in the league.
Swing and a miss again. Noah Marcoux Struck it out 3 times, and Zach Zaborowski has got him here today. Just a great performance so far from him. As we head to the bottom of the 5th, we'll see if this offense picks him up here, trailing by 2 here on the EOS PBL Network.
Everyone has something that motivates them to do better. And for me, that's my daughter Shelby. I named Shelby Construction Services after her as a reminder to always run the company in a way that would make her proud. Our goal isn't just to get the job done, but to get it done right. And that means making sure every customer has a 5-star experience. I think how a company treats you is just as important as the finished product. My daughter wouldn't have it any other way.
Call 833-6-SHELBY. That's 833-6-SHELBY.
Bottom of the 5th inning. Welcome back, everyone, to Jimmy John's Field on this Sunday fun day. 2-0 Diamond Hoppers over the Westside Woolly Mammoths. And both runs coming from RBI singles in the 3rd and 5th innings by Bailey Martin.
And he just understood the pitches that Zaborowski was giving him. Once he saw that fastball that was not a strike, he knew the next pitch was going to be a slider that Zaborowski was going to throw for a strike. In the 3rd and 5th innings, identically, Bailey Martin comes through, and he's the difference so far today. And Ryan Carolden, he continues to impress on the mound.
So far, only 3 hits, 1 walk. That's 0-1.
4 Ks as well.
This is the kind of start he needed. As that one misses high, 1-1. Eastside just trying to hold on to this lead and get back in the win column. That's just a big hack. The fastball went inside to Beetle.
Yeah, Beetle thought about that, about swinging at that pitch way before it started to cut inside near his back hip. And he's going to need a little bit of time. This is a good instance to call time and reset yourself after a swing like that.
He's gone through a lot today. Swings and misses, a drop 3rd strike. Stevenson, so throw it over to Marcoux. They got him.
Great play from Stevenson. Able to recognize where the ball is in relation to first base. You can see it after the swing by Beetle. Stevenson has to hop all the way over. He turns his body, squares the shoulders as he bare hands. Heck of a toss. He was turning before he was able to field the baseball. And that's just a Division I catcher with a lot of experience behind the plate for Eastside today.
He's done his work. Nick Webb steps into the batter's box and follows that first pitch off.
We're likely to see Luke Drummond enter into the ballgame in the 6th, taking over for Zaborowski. I cannot say the same for Carolden. Nobody is up and moving in the bullpen for the Diamond Hoppers. So he might go another frame. Who knows?
Trying to go as far as he can. If he's rolling and dealing, they're going to keep him.
It obviously depends on how the rest of this inning goes, because these Mammoths, even with 2 outs, nobody on, they can make you pay and have a big inning.
1-1 now on the number 9 hitter, Webb. Make that 1-2, going at him at 79.
And that ball's just off the plate, but it's going to be called for a strike. As this season progresses, these hitters are going to start going after that pitch because they'll recognize that it's going to be called consistently.
Of Corolden takes his time here, and we got a pitch clock violation. It was at 0. Yeah,
I think Webb might have called time, but you're right. They could have initiated the pitch clock violation before time was called by Webb. Let's see as they conversate.
Yeah, because it was right at 0.
Well, they called time on Webb, so no pitch clock violation. That's what head coach Taylor Jellikowski down at third base is trying to get clarification on. Stevenson behind the dish tried to sell it. He was pointing at Webb like it was like it was a violation right there.
So it's still 1-2. Corolden in his motion. Webb sends it down the first base line. Fair. Past Noah Marcoux. Going all the way to the corner. Webb rounding second. Going to stop there for a stand-up double.
Webb got it right inside the first base line. Nice swing from Nick. Just his 4th hit of the year and 3rd double. Heck of a throw from Schellenbarger in right field. You'll probably lose his body in the corner here. You won't see him. But this ball is just shot out of a cannon. And he gets it into the infield very quickly, and that's why Webb is only at second base. Jellikowski, head coach of the Mammoths at third, had to hold him up there because of the throw from right field.
And you only got 1 out, too. You don't want to run yourself there and make it a close play.
Right. Especially with a guy like Cedeno coming to the dish, who's been one of the hottest hitters for Westside.
He has picked it up. He's 0 for 2 today. But like you mentioned, did have that home run Friday night.
That was a monster home run. Hit the top of the foul pole in right field.
1-0 count. They've been going off speed with him. These first 2 pitches and missed both.
Yeah, Cedeno hit it hard last time. 1 hop ground ball to second base at Martin. Cedeno's been all over a lot of pitching the last couple of days, last couple games.
Corolden looks at second. Gets to his windup. He misses outside. Ball 3. Francis Florentino would be next. Just taking a lot of time here with 2 seconds on the pitch clock. And it's a 4-pitch walk.
Keeps the double play in order with the walk to Cedeno. 1 out with 2 on. Florentino with that base hit last time. It was a dribbler up the middle that snuck into center field. But now Corolden's really going to have to dial in, because even after Florentino, Pastor, he's on deck now, and he hit a ball about 350 that somehow stayed in the ballpark.
A prime opportunity for Florentino to get the Mammoths back in it. Sends this one way out foul onto the concourse.
Way out ahead of that off-speed pitch. We've seen Florentino, not today, but in the past, fooled on some off-speed pitches down and away. See if Corolden can try to mix up a curveball slider outside to the righty Florentino.
0-1 pitch. Missed him down, 1-1. Trying to get him with the fastball at 91. Florentino coming in today hitting 250. Had that single into center between Shire and Martin his last time up. Goes on back off of Corolden. Only has 1 play is Martin. They throw it over to Marcoux for the out. Moves the runners to second and third.
That's good baseball right there. Bailey Martin, he bobbled the ball after it deflected off of Corolden's glove. So Martin had to readjust, and he went to go flip, lost the ball, and he knew right in that moment, the quick twitch memory, I got to go to first base and get some sort of an out. You know, a big spot for the Mammoths. Have a chance to tie it up with Pastor at the dish. With 2 gone, got to clutch up here with 2.
Have to in this situation as Luke Stevenson finishes talking with Corolden.
We've seen the Hoppers already do it twice. Bailey Martin, a couple of 2-out singles to drive in runs in different innings. Now it's Pastor's turn.
That one outside, 1-0. Pastor 1 for 2 today, singled in the first. Looking to come through here in this situation. Is that one? That was the top part of the strike zone. Looked like it was a little bit high.
Yeah, I caught the zone just at the very top, upper third of the zone.
One count. That one away, 2-1. Runners in scoring position for the Mammoths this season, hitting .263 as a team. Pastor's done really well in these situations, 6 for 11.
Wow.
So this is really the best guy you really want here in these kind of moments. Couldn't get that one that time, 2-2.
That pitch a little down below the zone. Pastor just getting a very little piece. Twos are wild with Cedeno and Webb on base.
Mammoths trying to tie it up. Carolden trying to keep the score where it's at. Two pitch coming. Foul right at home plate.
Carolden 5 strikeouts so far today. Let's see if he can't find that wipeout pitch against Pastor right here.
Have to in this situation because Drew Fleming would be next.
Yeah, Nick does a good job of keeping the balls in play and fighting through at-bats. Just 5 strikeouts compared to 11 walks this season.
Just impressive here. Carolden gets him to go down swinging. A huge strikeout to a dangerous hitter with runners in scoring position. And the Mammoths strand 2 in a crucial moment here in this game as we head to the 6th inning. 2-0 Hoppers when we come back here on the USPBL Network.
Throughout your life, from big moments to ones well-earned, we're your financial guardian angel. Alliance Catholic Credit Union.
I'm Anthony Tomey, CEO of Tomey Group, and we're one of the largest Jimmy John franchisees in the country. With 50 Jimmy Johns and over 700 employees, it's a challenge to manage operations. What could possibly go wrong with owning 50 Jimmy Johns? People don't show up, equipment fail, run out of bread, no tomatoes, we need onions. Many different things can happen. Tryon allows us to really focus on the food and the operations of the restaurant.
And that's why we rely on Tryon.
You can always rely on Tryon.
Got a pitching change for the Woolly Mammoths. It's going to be Luke Drummond coming into the game. Team trailing 2-0 to the Eastside Diamond Hoppers after stranding runners on 2nd and 3rd with 2 outs. It was a good effort by Zach Zaborowski. He did his job. Just a couple of base hits by Bailey Martin. Kind of deteriorated from that, but nonetheless, still a good outing for Zaborowski here today.
It was. Zabs went 5 innings, gave up 6 hits, scattered throughout those 5 innings. It was just pretty much Bailey Martin that came through. The only blemish was Martin coming up clutch in 2 different situations. No walks. Zaborowski did hit 2 batters, but the big number on that scorecard for Zach is 8 strikeouts. Struck out the side in the 5th inning, but gave up that run in the 5th, gave up 1 in the 3rd. And that's where we stand right now as Luke Drummond enters the game. He's got to be the stopper and try to keep this Hoppers team at just 2 runs. Drummond, a 4.26 ERA, 20 strikeouts to just 4 walks this season.
Followed right back to the top of the screen. I talked with Drummond before the game, and he's going to be utilizing his 2-seam fastball more. Oh, he's a guy that usually throws his 4-seam and the slider 80% of the time combined, but he's been mixing that in throughout the last few games to try to keep the hitters off balance. And
yeah, the two-seamers only coming in 1 every 10 pitches for Luke. But if he utilizes that a little bit more, he's going to be even more effective than he already is.
Throws a dart at 88 to make it 1-2. One-two pitch coming. That one bounces right into Zach Beadle. Drummond looking at his, going to make it his 7th appearance on the season. 12 2/3 innings pitch, 20 strikeouts, 4 walks, 6 earned runs, 224 opposing batting average. Does have a high strikeouts per 9 ratio. Just incredible stuff at 14.21. That's the highest on the team. Gehrig finds one past a diving Nick Webb for a leadoff single.
Nice piece of hitting from Gehrig. Found the 5-6 hole, and he lives there, man. We saw him have an RBI back on Friday where he hit a ball in the same spot, actually pulled it down the left field line for an RBI double. Another look at it right here. Drummond leaves it right over the middle and pulling it past a diving Webb for a leadoff hit.
Here comes Schellenbarger, who grounded into a double play his last time up and was back in the 4th. Swings to the first pitch. One hopper to Williams Nelson. To Seltzer, could not turn 2 that time.
That ball took a crazy hop on Dre Williams Nelson. Cat-like reflexes from the Mammoth second baseman to be able to snag this baseball. It stays pretty low until the final hop. We'll see Schellenbarger pop it over the head of Drummond, and right here, bang, it pops right up off the infield grass on the lip, and somehow Williams Nelson snags it and gets the lead runner. And those are the quick hands of a middle infielder that you need to have.
He's been doing that here today. If that one could have stayed a little bit lower, he could have had a chance to turn 2.
Agreed, but because he had to snag it up high and transfer it across, Schellenbarger was scurrying down too fast to first.
Not saying they would have gotten Schellenbarger out, but
O'Brien was doing everything he could to try to get there to first and not be doubled up twice. I mean, he probably hasn't ran home to first that fast in a minute just because he didn't want to do it 2 times in a row.
He was on base with the fielder's choice. 1-1 count, swing and a miss by Roos. They got him there at 73.
That's a wild pitch. Considering the difference in velocities between the fastball that Drummond throws and that off speed, you saw Roos way out in front of it trying to fish for it as his body was already out in the front of the zone and his bat just could not stay through in time.
We'll see what Drummond does here again. 1-2 pitch coming. He finds one down to right, but stopped by Williams Nelson trying to go for the double play. This time, and they do. The second time the Mammoths have earned a double play, 4-6-3 again. Just incredible stuff. Williams Nelson with another incredible play to end the inning.
He's legit, man. Turns, flips to Seltzer, and another 4-6-3 double play.
Mammoths looking to try to get on the board, trailing by a couple of runs to these Eastside Diamond Hoppers as we head to the bottom of the 6th here on the US PBL Network.
Everyone has something that motivates them to do better. And for me, that's my daughter Shelby. I named Shelby Construction Services after her as a reminder to always run the company in a way that would make her proud. Our goal isn't just to get the job done, but to get it done right. And that means making sure every customer has a 5-star experience. I think how a company treats you is just as important as the finished product. My daughter wouldn't have it any other way.
Call 833
Throughout your life, from big moments to ones well earned, we're your financial guardian angel. Alliance.
Carlton gets set to throw the first pitch at the bottom of the 6th inning. It's an 89-mile-per-hour fastball to Drew Fleming, who takes a big rip and miss. Fleming today 0 for 2. He's had a couple of home runs this season for the Woolly Mammoths. The man that was sensational over at Concordia the last couple of seasons.
Good to see Ryan Carlton back on the mound working another inning. And these Westside Woolly Mammoths, they have a hit in 4 of the 5 innings so far today. Haven't been able to find that big swing to drive in runs, though.
1-1 pitch. He's been trying to go as much as he can. Not getting anything from Carlton.
And once you're down to 2 strikes, now you minimize the swing. But Drew Fleming's a power hitter, and he is going to try to unload. And I think they're going to call a pitch violation on Fleming. He's out.
That is strike 3.
Fleming's begging his case. He's trying to understand why it was a violation on him. He can't believe it.
It wasn't. You got to be in that batter's box at 8 seconds.
It seemed like he was, but maybe he just didn't have the second foot in. That's going to be a learning experience for Drew Fleming, something that he is not going to make a mistake on again. But also in this league, because they're really enforcing those pitch clocks, you can't make those mistakes too often. And I know that's a new thing for Drew, considering he's in his first couple games of the USPBL in his career.
Yeah, they utilize the pitch clock throughout college baseball, and Coach Taylor Jellikowski has not been pleased.
Now, he doesn't like that call whatsoever. He is not happy. We've seen a few violations occur now, and Jellikowski's going to have some words with their home plate umpire. And Fox Liam, I mean, him grounding out on the first pitch right there, that just quickly changes the inning.
Yes, and it was just a 1 pitch out, and now assistant coach Justin Carnes coming out here as well.
And I think he's got a fair gripe here based on what happened with Fleming.
So now they're both leaving.
If I'm not mistaken, I think head coach Taylor Jellikowski's been ejected from this ball game. So assistant coach Justin Karn, he will take over the duties of coaching third base.
We haven't seen any ejections really this season.
No. But on something like that, I can see where I guess the frustrations come from in such a good hitter, Drew Fleming, getting the bat taken out of his hands there after just seeing 2 strikes. But he's not going to make that mistake again, Will Fleming.
Williams Nelson fouls that one, and the pitch clock has been something that has been introduced the last few seasons. So we've seen the majors and as well as the NCAA. It's been really enforced a lot. But them playing at an NAIA school the last couple of years, they do have it, but it's not really enforced enough.
No, you're right. You're right. And it's usually on the field umpires, they have a stopwatch instead of a big monitor that we have here at Jimmy John's Field. But a lot of times the second-year returners, they will not make those mistakes. It's the new guys that just haven't been around the pitch clock a lot that'll happen to. So I think Drew, he may have known that he needs to be in by 8 seconds. Maybe there was a little miscommunication between him and the home plate umpire that he was in the box. But that kind of changes things now for the Mammoths as they lost their manager in Taylor Jellikowski.
1-2 pitch coming. Popped up right near second base. And underneath it is Bailey Martin. And the Mammoths are down 1-2-3. We head to the 7th. 2-0 Hoppers. This is your home for USPBL baseball. Get it down to the final third part of the game.
I'm Anthony Tomey, CEO of Tomey Group, and we're one of the largest Jimmy John franchisees in the country. With 50 Jimmy Johns and over 700 employees, it's a challenge to manage operations. What could possibly go wrong with owning 50 Jimmy Johns? People don't show up, equipment fail, run out of bread, no tomatoes, we need onions. Many different things can happen. Tryon allows us to really focus on the food and the operations of the restaurant.
And that's why we rely on Tryon.
You can always rely on Tryon.
The Dave & Buster's method is designed to help you unlearn adulthood and discover the funner you hidden within you. The you that doesn't think about adult things and stuff. Ashley, I don't want to hear anything about your car registration when we're at Dave & Buster's.
Okay.
The you want to be. Let the Dave & Buster's method illuminate you. Begin the method today with 5 free games. You know you want to.
Seventh inning we go here at Jimmy John's Field. 2-0 Hoppers over the Mammoths here on this Sunday Fun Day, presented by Fairytale Entertainment. It's going to be Aaron Evers coming into the ball game here, Tom. Third pitcher used here today by the Woolly Mammoths.
Yeah, Evers will take the baton from Luke Drummond, who goes 1 inning, just gives up 1 hit, 0 runs, 0 walks, 0 strikeouts. It was a clean frame for Drummond, as this middle infield for the Mammoths once again turned a double play. Credit to Dre Williams-Nelson and Colby Seltzer. But now it's time for Aaron Evers, a 2.57 ERA, a 1-0 record for the righty, making his 6th relief appearance. Not a lot of time on the mound. He's got one of the lowest inning pitched totals with just 7 innings. 5 hits allowed in those 7 innings, 2 runs, both of them earned, and 2 walks and 8 strikeouts. So Evers, very crafty righty. He's got a high-velocity fastball, but 8 strikeouts. He misses the bat with the best of them and does not walk a ton of hitters. I mean, Evers, change-up, curveball, sinker, and a little bit of the fastball, but that fastball, he brings it. And that's what's going to catch these hitters off balance, is he's going to be a heavy diet of off-speed and then mix in a 91, 92-mile-an-hour fastball and kind of fool these hitters now.
Todd Maddox, Jake Shire, and Luke Stevenson. So the bottom part of the order due up for Eastside. Up 2. Maddox swings and misses on the first pitch at 92 miles an hour.
Start him off with a fastball, a pitch that he only throws 10% of the time. We might see more. His last outing, Evers threw more fastballs than we're used to.
This one on the ground. Right over to Seltzer. Backhand. Long throw to Fleming, and they got him.
Wow. What a pick at first from Fleming, and the transfer from Colby Seltzer. Holy cow, this Mammoth middle infield, along with Fleming over at first, they've been showing out today.
Just incredible work by Seltzer. That was just a difficult play.
I mean, he was on the outfield grass in the 5-6 hole. He was deep over there on the left side of the field. And that throw was a in-between hop for Fleming. He kind of was handcuffed on the catch, and he held on.
Now Jake Shire will step in. Goes off speed at 78 to freeze him there.
I love watching Colby Seltzer play shortstop, man. He's got some quick hands, and he'll make plays to his right or left. A lot of lateral movement for him.
That one going to be in foul ground. Fleming trying to chase it, can't get to it in time.
Just so much space over there. I mean, he went a dead sprint. And how about that last pitch from Aaron Evers? He just clocked in at a high of 94 miles an hour, continuing to rise. I thought he was sitting 92, but now he's topping 94. And that's exactly why Jake Shire was late on that pitch, because of how fast it was. Wow.
Evers again with the 0-2, trying to go inside to him at 79. A little bit too far. Make it 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Another reason why these Mammoths have such a great bullpen. A guy like Drummond and Evers here, a lot of difference between their fastball velocity and their off speed.
Way out of play by Shire. Single and hit by pitch here today. One ball and 2 strikes. With 1 out here in the top of the 7th. 1-2 pitch. This missed a few inches off the plate.
Yeah, home plate umpire not fooled by Zach Beal trying to frame that pitch back into the zone. Because Zach kind of tugged on that ball and tried to pull his hand back into the zone, that's why it wasn't called.
2-2 pitch coming. Swing and a miss. The first strikeout for Evers here today.
Yeah, sent him down with ease. Lower outer part of the zone to Shire. And Jake was 1 for 1 with a hit by pitch before that at bat. The first time Shire's been retired today by Evers.
Brings up Luke Stevenson now with the bases clear and 2 outs.
Love to see Luke put something in play right here. 0 for 2 with a couple of swinging strikeouts. Try to hit the ball hard here and gear up a fastball.
Sends that one foul. No action in the Hoppers bullpen, so they're going to stick with Carolden here in the 7th inning. Just trying to give him as much as he can. It's just really important for Carolden to have a good day today after what happened on Friday.
Yeah, just continue your success. Yeah, Carolden, a great start last Sunday. And if he can continue to have quality start after quality start, he's going to put himself in a good position to maybe get some looks from some minor league and some pro organizations and their scouts that are trying to sign these guys into minor league teams.
We had time by the officials, and it's now 1-2. That one swung and missed by Stevenson.
It's about 10 miles an hour less on that changeup rather than the fastball that Evers throws. So Stevenson was way out in front of that pitch. He doesn't know what's coming right here.
Especially with 2 strikes. Evers froze, and he just got a piece.
Luke staying alive in the at-bat. That pitch not close to the zone, but you got to go after it. Late break there. Stevenson thought it might be a strike and just fishes and gets a piece of the bat. Piece of the ball, I should say, but he's ready, locked in here on a 1-2.
Here it comes. And this one's skied way up behind home plate, heading into deep in the foul ground. That one takes a bounce right into the stands.
The hunt for the baseball there. Our man, number 14 over there on the left side, had a chance of making the catch with the glove. I've said it before, if it was banana ball, he would have been out with the catch on it.
Keeps the inning alive. 1-2 pitch coming. It's tied 2-2. Especially all that room right behind home plate, that ball. It took a bounce in front of the fans to get it. Some fans with some ice cream over there. And it's not going to be a tip in the glove. Beetle couldn't hold on to it. Ice cream does sound good right now.
It does. As the day starts to heat up. It was cooler this morning due to the rain. It was a little bit of a drizzle when I left my house, but yeah, ice cream sounds really good post-game today.
2-2 pitch coming. Right back to the screen.
And give Luke Stevenson some credit here. No matter how this at-bat ends up, Stevenson has been fighting against one of the better pitchers in the league and one of the best on the Mammoths. Luke took a borderline pitch on 1-2, and he's a catcher. He knows the zone better than anybody because he spends so much time behind the dish framing pitches.
Inside ball 3. Evers couldn't get him there with that 93-mile-per-hour fastball, and good work by Stevenson to run the count full.
Yeah.
Payoff pitch coming. Fly ball. First base side foul ground. Fleming makes the catch. And the Hoppers go down 1-2-3. The Mammoths running out of chances. Trailing by 2 as it's now time for the Genesis Credit Union 7th inning stretch.
Check your checking. If your account doesn't get you pumped, amped, or geeked, make the switch to Genius Checking from Genesis Credit Union. It's just genius.
Ryan Carolden back on the hill for the seventh inning. The seventh inning here today, and it's been a good work, good showing here so far from him, as he's going to try to keep the score where it's at. And he has just been unstoppable here today so far, and looking at the stat line for him, he has just been incredible. A lot of fly ball outs. Has had some punch outs as well.
Yeah, Carolden's really dialed in. This is the best start we've seen him have all year long. 4 hits allowed, 6 strikeouts, no runs across, and just 2 walks for Ryan. Other than that, it's been smooth sailing for the righty.
He's going to face Seltzer, Beadle, and Webb here in the seventh inning. 1-0 pitch. It bounces into the dirt. 2-0.
And the Mammoths can find their way to hit in some runs, but they will take any free passes they can get. Both the walks today to Liam and Cedeno were not able to come around to score. They got to put some pressure on these Hoppers right now, late in the ball game. They're down to their final 9 outs, Alex, and I know they do not want to break that win streak in the league and also against the Hoppers. 4-0 on the year against the Hoppers, and they've also won 4 straight.
3-0 pitch coming. Finds its way into the strike zone. In the inside part of the plate. Let's see how the Mammoths are handling these situations right now, as their chances are running out, and that one takes a high strike. Seltzer doesn't agree with that at all.
No, that pitch was a little bit off the plate, and you could see in the frame from Stevenson, I mentioned it last inning with Beadle, him having to catch the ball and kind of yank it back into the zone, and that's what we saw right there from Stevenson. He caught the ball outside and tried to pull it back in and was still rewarded a strike call.
3-2 pitch coming. Seltzer sends this one out into center field. Going all the way back near the warning track is Zeb Roos to haul it in. Went about 354 feet. Had some carry to it, but not enough.
That hit by Seltzer and Pastor back in the 3rd inning. Both hit the ball nearly 300, just about 350 feet, but they're hitting it to the wrong parts of the ballpark, Alex. If they send those either line, left or right field line, it's getting out of here for a solo shot.
So a long first out brings up Zach Beadle, who struck out twice here today.
Now 4 strikeouts for Carolden, spanning between Seltzer and Beadle. Before that at-bat for Colby, he was 0 for 2 with a couple of Ks. So is Zach Beadle here.
Chases a strike and misses in the top part of the zone at 91.
And I think Ryan feels really good. I mean, he's working into his 7th inning, but he hasn't really let up much. Still throwing low 90s. His off-speed stuff is still locating really well. Awesome to see the longevity in the Hoppers starting pitcher continuing into another inning of work.
0-2 pitch. This is high, and you like to see that from your guys. We've seen most players, they'll go 4 or 5 innings and then get some other guys in there as well for an inning or 2. That one just misses in.
Well, he's looking for strike 3 right there, trying to hop off. This will be pitch 95 for Carolden coming up right now as well. So there, I mean, head coach Ryan Kotke is, letting the reins go and let Carolden, make this his game.
Long run down the first base line for Noah Marcoux, and he runs right into his own dugout.
I thought he had a real good chance at that ball. It just continued to tail away out of play. Hopefully Marcoux had a little bit of communication from his dugout, letting him know how close he was to the wall there, the padding.
2-2 pitch coming. Sends this one down into foul territory again.
A little bit of light throwing in the bullpen now for the Hoppers as well. But Carolden still has a big goose egg up there in the scorecard for the Mammoths.
And he gets Beetle to go down swinging again for the third time today. And that's strikeout number 7 overall.
Wow. 5 of those strikeouts coming at the hands of the 7-8 hitters for the Mammoths. He just has their number today. Just like Zach Zebrowski did on Noah Marcoux, who he struck out 3 times over the course of the first 5 innings.
Now faces Nick Webb, who doubled down the right field line in his last at-bat.
Nick Webb is a guy that really only has extra base power. And I'm saying that because the kid's got 4 hits on the year, and 3 of them are doubles.
1-0. Trying to get something on it, but just got a piece. And he's been trying to work on that. This batting average today only coming in at 125. He's been trying to feel good, coming in as he misses that one below his knees. Trying to get it to the top of the order. Try to cut into this deficit. 1-2 pitch, but stopped by Stevenson. Webb wasn't going to go after it. So 2-2 here on Webb, and strike 3 again. Webb goes up and chases it and gets nothing on it. And it's been a fantastic day on the mound for Ryan Carolden. Just incredible stuff for him here today, and 8 punch-outs for him. What a great job here tonight by Ryan Carolden. We head to the 8th inning. 2-0 in favor of the Eastside Diamond Hoppers over the Westside Woolly Mammoths. This is your home for USPBL baseball on this Sunday fun day.
The Dave & Buster's method is designed to help you unlearn adulthood and reset our life around zapping stuff and cheering for stuff with your friends. Begin the method today with 5 free games. You know you want to.
Off to the 8th inning here at Jimmy John's Field. Mammoths running out of chances here. They got to use inning here defensively, trailing 2-0 to the Eastside Diamond Hoppers, and their winning streak is in jeopardy right now.
Yeah, it is. And they're going to have 6 more outs to play with, but those 6 outs, they will face the Hopper bullpen. And that is where the Hoppers have really had trouble, but give credit to Ryan Carolden. If that's the end of the day for him, which I likely think it is considering he's above 100 pitches, 7 innings of work, 4 hits, no runs, 2 walks, 8 strikeouts for Ryan Carolden. The best start he has had, bar none, all year long, and he's put his team in the best position to win, leading 2-0 in the 8th inning. But this is where Aaron Evers has to stop the bleeding and keep it just 2-0 deficit.
And he gets a first pitch out off the bat of Blake Van Diver. It's exactly what you needed here.
Yeah, and Colby Seltzer makes that look so easy. This is a little slow tapper on the ground to shortstop. Seltzer realizes immediately he's got to charge in hard. Fields it off the side of his body and throws across midair. I mean, the kid from Texas can really play shortstop.
He just has done incredible stuff here today. He had that on off the bat of Todd Maddox if you play in the last inning, where he was in the outfield grass.
Yeah.
And it's good to see Seltzer do that. He's been doing well on both sides of the ball. His bat has improved a lot this season, which is something that the Mammoths would really need, coming in. And he's done his job. Martin has been the storyline today with 2 RBIs.
He's clutched up both times. Runners in scoring position with 2 outs. And Martin has found some green to drive them both in. 1 in the 3rd, 1 in the 5th inning.
1-1 pitch. This one going to go foul.
It's really the only guy that figured out Zach Zeborowski on the mound. Everybody else was pretty quiet on the day.
So 2 runs, 7 hits, no errors for the Hoppers. No runs, 4 hits, no errors for the Mammoths here today. So we're in the top part of the 8th inning, and he rings up Bailey Martin at 93 miles an hour in the top part of the strike zone. Martin disagrees.
Yeah, Martin just trying to get an understanding of where that pitch was on the outside corner. It grabbed a lot of the plate from our perspective here on the TrackMan. A shout out to our baseball analytics intern, Devin Wiles. He gives us all of the incredible information, and it shows on our strike zone right there. That grabs a good part of the plate. But Martin, he wants to understand it. He wants to know for future at-bats if that pitch is going to be there later in this game if we get to it, or the next game we play.
Arku gets that one off foul, and there's some stuff in here today is, both sides just been not happy with certain calls being made throughout the course of the game.
Yeah, both these teams are very competitive. Top 2 in the league. They want to win so bad.
Marcoux gets his first hit of the day. Came off hot at 102. He feels pretty good about that one now, after striking out his first 3 times here today.
Yeah, good to see for Noah. He was very frustrated after that 3rd strikeout that he had against Zeborowski, and now he faces a pitcher other than Zach Zeborowski, and he shoots one right back past the chin of Aaron Evers. Boy, that was close.
That's some good stuff, trying to keep the inning going. He does for Matt Gehrig, who sends this one on the first base side, deep in foul territory. Fleming makes the catch. It was just tough in the sunlight. Had to track that one down, but able to make it in. As we head to the bottom half of the 8th, the Mammoths will see what they can do here. They need a couple of runs. We'll see what happens here after this in the USPBL Network.
I'm Anthony Tomey, CEO of Tomey Group, and we're one of the largest Jimmy John franchisees in the country. With 50 Jimmy Johns and over 700 employees, it's a challenge to manage operations. What could possibly go wrong with owning 50 Jimmy Johns? People don't show up, equipment fail, run out of bread, no tomatoes, we need onions. Many different things can happen. Tryon allows us to really focus on the food and the operations of the restaurant.
And that's why we rely on Tryon.
You can always rely on Tryon.
Welcome back, everyone, to Jimmy John's Field. Home half of the 8th inning for the Westside Woolly Mammoths, trailing 2-0 to the Eastside Diamond Hoppers. There's going to be a new pitcher on the mound for the Diamond Hoppers, after 7 strong innings of work by Ryan Carolden, he turns it over to the lefty, Nick Bastian.
Carolden, we mentioned his stat line earlier in the last half inning. Beautiful stuff. 7 innings, 8 strikeouts of 0-run baseball on just 4 hits. The lefty, Nick Bastian, that was a big pickup for this Hopper team. They only had 1 lefty pitcher in Don Goods. They now have another crafty lefty in Bastian. Started his college career at Rochester University back in 2021. Played up 2 years there before transferring to Saginaw Valley State in 23 and 24. Just finished up his final year of collegiate work in 2024 with SVSU, and they were a top 25 team in Division II coming out of the GLIAC. Bastian's really good from the left side. He's going to start out lefty on lefty against Cedeno. But not a lot of time, just 2 2/3 innings pitched so far for Nick. A 0.00 ERA, 3 strikeouts to 1 walk with 3 hits allowed in those 2 2/3.
Yeah, going to be a really key piece as a southpaw for Coach Ryan Cockey. Spent his high school days over at Cardinal Mooney up in Marine City. Played under head coach Mike Rice. Was a part of the Diamond Hoppers the last couple of seasons before went on to be a player development scout for the Texas Rangers.
Cedeno still looking for his first hit today. 0 for 2 with a walk. Has hit the ball hard twice today.
1-2 outside, 2-2.
And Bastian working third base side of the rubber. A lot of the pitches he's going to throw outside to the lefty Cedeno.
That one going to be foul away. Yeah, the associate scout over for the Texas Rangers, Mike Rice. Does a lot of work, though, in the Metro Detroit area with training no future, no professional ball players. Check swing. Did he go? Yes, he did. Cedeno goes down swinging for the first out of the bottom of the 8th.
They can't ask for a better start for Nick Bastian. Gets one of the best hitters on the Mammoths to look foolish on a little check swing down and away. Cedeno just could not hold up. Lefty-lefty battle is won by Nick Bastian. One more time. He gets it down and away. Jose cannot hold up.
I'll face Francis Florentino. Need base runners. I know you want to do the heroic play with the home run, but right now you just need guys on base right now if you're the Woolly Mammoths.
It's only only a 2-run game. Can't get it all back in one swing right now with nobody on base. But if Florentino is able to find a way on, he's got a ton of hitters behind him that can drive him in.
A miss is just high, 1-1.
Good take from Francis. And he's got a lot of speed. If he gets to first, maybe think about swiping a bag. He's done it 4 times this year, has only been caught once.
1-1 pitch. 2-1. Some action over in the Hoppers pen. Bastian did play. He had 2 2/3 innings in the non-public game Wednesday evening. It was against the Beavers, where the offense really took it on 15-4 in that game, where he's done really well. What a good, nasty pitch. Right there at 72.
Florentino way, way, way out in front of that pitch right there. And that's the same arm action from Bastian. Throws it the same speed, same arm action, and it comes out much slower.
This one going into the stands. Oh, what a nice catch. Right there. One of the fans out there. Looked like he had like pineapple Dole Whip in one hand and make the catch.
Hey, multitasking at its finest.
2-2 pitch. He gets Florentino to go down swinging. Just incredible stuff so far by Nick Bastian.
Back-to-back swinging strikeouts for Bastian on the mound. And he's making a name quickly for himself in this league. And no wonder he was on a top 25 program in Division II baseball. A cornerstone piece of that Saginaw Valley State Cardinal program.
Yeah, they have some really good guys. They're really on one of the top, have some really top guys in the league, and especially in the GLIAC.
Oh, yeah, Grand Valley, Wayne State, Saginaw Valley the last couple of years. They've really been up there.
Right there in Division II, where you see some really key ball players.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of these guys that come from the D2, D3 route, they make themselves known. We've seen some NAIA players have come in, and players have started out in JUCO and made the transition up. It shows how deep the talent pool is outside of D1.
Yeah, it's a lot different than other sports. Baseball is not a straight and narrow line to get to professional baseball. There's so many different ways you can take to get there at all different levels.
Good pitch again by Bastian at 82 at the heart of the plate. This froze Pastor.
This would be an incredible inning from Bastian if he can finish it off right here with a strikeout.
2-2 pitch.
Wow.
And he does. Oh,
no, in and out of the glove. You almost.
Oh, man.
Goodness. So from our angle here, we had a little bit of obstruction from the home plate umpire and the catcher, so it looked like Stevenson caught the ball, but after Luke bent over to pick it up, oh, man, so close.
There he does.
There you go, buddy.
Yep. Striking out the side. Nick Bastian, in his public debut, strikes at the top 3 hitters in the lineup, Cedeno, Florentino, and Pastor. That is not an easy feat. And he made it look easy.
Yeah. 5 straight strikeouts as well for Mammoth hitters.
Off to the 9th inning we go, folks. We're back to action here after this, here on the USPBL Network, as the Mammoths will bring in a new pitcher, Michael Esposito, after this break.
Time doesn't heal all wounds. Hard work, perseverance.
And we do.
We're fighting cancer with proton therapy.
And music therapy.
We're turning back the clock on Parkinson's and outsmarting blood clots in seconds.
Instead of days.
Because this is her time. His time, your time. And it's time to show we can. Corewell Health.
Michael Esposito will take the bump here in the 9th inning. It's been the Hoppers here so far. They have been impressive here today. Ryan Carolden went 7 innings strong. Nick Bastian struck out the side. It's going to be Michael Esposito here as we take a look at his numbers here, Tom. He's been another key guy out of the pen.
He has another reliable lefty, along with a guy like Trey Cruz, Jacob Meyer. Michael Esposito enters the fold. 14 innings pitched, 18 strikeouts, just 10 walks through those 14 innings. Michael has given up 13 hits, 8 runs. 5 of the 8 runs have been earned. He's got a 3.21 ERA and a 1-1 record. Michael, he was ready to throw back on Friday when our game was postponed in the top of the 6th. He is now getting revenge. He's able to get on the mound here today and have a good outing, trying to keep it at a 2-0 deficit. Got to give credit to Aaron Evers. Aaron goes 2 innings, spanning the 7th and 8th. Gives up 1 hit, strikes out 2. Just 1 base runner for him.
Yeah, he did his job. The runs only coming in the 3rd and 5th. That's it. Both on the RBI singles by Bailey Martin.
He's been the difference.
So just a completely different game than what we saw. No, you saw on Friday when the Mammoths put up 10 runs and the Hoppers were just cold. So it's going to be Schellenbarger, Ruse, and Maddox here in the 9th.
pitch by Esposito at 81.
He threw a 93-mile-an-hour fastball right down the middle, and Schellenbarger was way late on that first pitch. Instead of going fastball again, he mixes up with a little off-speed.
0-2 pitch.
Wow.
And he goes back with fastball to ring up Schellenbarger.
That was quick work right there, Alex. Esposito, 85% of the time he's going to throw that four-seam fastball that you just saw. And the slider. He's a very simple pitcher. So the slider was the second pitch that he threw to Schellenbarger to freeze him on the outside, and does it again with the fastball. And out of the left hand, that 93 looks more like 95 to a lot of these hitters.
Zabru steps in. It was a fastball that time at 94, but misses low.
1 for 3 day for Zeb. Base hit back in the 4th inning, grounded it into a double play in the 6th.
Skies that one way up on the right side of the infield. Calling Williams Nelson off is Francis Florentino.
Good talk. These Mammoths want to make this a quick inning and get back in to try to battle back and win this ball game in the bottom half of the 9th. Florentino, really good job of screaming at Williams Nelson, mine, 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 letting him know to get out of the way and let Francis take the fly ball. A lot easier coming in to make the catch than scaling out going backwards.
That's what you gotta have here. It's gonna be Todd Maddox stepping up to the plate. We'll be back in action on Thursday. Here at Jimmy John's Field will be the Mammoths and Unicorns for another Thirsty Thursday game and a rematch of last Thursday's game with Drew Fleming hitting the walk-off. And then Friday night will be the Unicorns and the Beavers. And the Mammoths and Hoppers will square off again on Saturday for 2, beginning at 5:30. And then after that, we'll have a game on July 4th, and then it will be the All-Star game Friday, July 5th. That 4th of July game will be between the Beavers and Unicorns at 7 o'clock. So 2-2 count now on Todd Maddox. And there will be fireworks after the game on July 4, as well as on Fridays, throughout the season here at Jimmy John's Field. Maddox floats one just foul.
I'm surprised he got a piece of that. Low and inside, Maddox just fights it away. 94 on the gun from Esposito, continuing to climb that velocity here.
So 2-2 on Maddox. Esposito gets into his windup. Check swing. Did he go? No, he did not. Said the infield umpire. Going to run the count full. We'll see here, if he went. It didn't look like he did. Maybe.
Our angle's tough from that center field camera.
Doesn't matter. Esposito strikes out Maddox. Struck out 2 out of 3 and retires him in order as we head to the bottom of the 9th. Last chance for the Woolly Mammoths. Need 2 to tie, 3 to win. When we come back after this here on the USPBL Network, 4-5-6 due up with Fleming, Liam, and Williams Nelson.
I'm Anthony Tomey, CEO of Tomey Group, and we're one of the largest Jimmy John franchisees in the country. With 50 Jimmy Johns and over 700 employees, it's a challenge to manage operations. What could possibly go wrong with owning 50 Jimmy Johns? People don't show up, equipment fail, run out of bread, no tomatoes, we need onions. Many different things can happen. Tryon allows us to really focus on the food and the operations of the restaurant.
And that's why we rely on Tryon.
You can always rely on Tryon.
The Dave & Buster's method is designed to help you unlearn adulthood and discover the funner you hidden within you. The you that doesn't think about adult things and stuff. Ashley, I don't want to hear anything about your car registration when we're at Dave & Buster's.
Okay.
The you want to be. Let the Dave & Buster's method illuminate you. Begin the method today with 5 free games. You know you want to.
Last call for the Woolly Mammoths, trailing 2-0 to the Eastside Diamond Hoppers. Nick Bastian back on the bump.
trying to close this one out and get the Hoppers back in the win column.
Boy, Nick, I mean, he had no better inning, really, that you can have as a pitcher on the mound. He sat down Cedeno, Florentino, and Pastor, 3 of the top hitters on this Mammoth team, all swinging on strikes, getting Cedeno and Pastor to really fish at some sliders down and away. It's going to be the middle of this lineup here, starting with Drew Fleming. He is not going to make the same mistake as last time on that violation that got head coach Jellikowski ejected. Fleming's going to be all over this next pitch when he gets a good one. And if you're the Mammoths, just find a base runner. They haven't had one since Cedeno back in the 5th inning after Webb doubled. They left runners on 2nd and 3rd in the 5th, and it's been 9 straight retired by Hopper pitching since then.
They have been strong. Fleming sends this one foul.
A line out, a ground out, and a strikeout today for Drew.
One delivery. He went too far. Strike 2.
Yeah, he's frustrated with himself there, pulling the trigger halfway. Definitely went around, but he was fooled by Bastian.
1-2 pitch, and he looked like he got a piece of it, yes.
Yeah, just a little piece of the foul ball. I'm just feeling that these Mammoth hitters here in the late innings, considering they still have a big goose egg on the scoreboard, they're getting a little anxious at the plate, trying to swing. I'm not going to say for the fences, but they're trying to do a lot in each swing right now, which is leading to the last 5 batters striking out for Westside.
This one sent out deep to left, and that one is going to be gone. Oh, it's going to be, looked like from our angle that was going to be gone, but no.
Well, that ball hung up in the air, and the wind kind of pushed it and kept it in. Didn't push it out, it pushed it a little bit towards left center field. You saw Van Diver coming in a few steps, makes the catch.
I got fooled by that. I thought that was going to.
Hey, don't worry. That wasn't like John Sterling. It's all right.
Well, I got to give credit out there to Blake Van Diver for making that catch. From looking from our angle, he ripped it over the fence.
Oh, yeah, it looked like a bomb. He hit that too high in the air. That's why it came down a little bit short of the 315 sign and left.
Well, kind of like confused for a second. Why is like Fleming not running around the bases? Like, well, it's a long first out. Foxley, I'm going to try to get the tying run to the plate.
Fox is 0 for 2 with a walk today. Just 4 hits on the scoreboard for these Westside Woolly Mammoths, and they all came in the first 5 innings. They've been hitless the last 3 and a third.
2-1 pitch. Right back to the screen.
Love what I'm seeing from Nick Bastian on the mound. That's the first ball that's been put in play by Fleming. It was allowed deep out, but still, Bastian is commanding the zone right now and making these hitters go after pitches.
2-2 pitch. Looking like a really good pitch at the knees, but the home plate umpire said it was just low, ball 3.
Yeah, coming out of the lefty's hand, it swung back into the zone. You'll see one more look at it here on the 2-2.
Payoff pitch coming. Swing and a miss. That's another punch out for Nick Bastian, number 4. All comes down to Dre Williams-Nelson.
Incredible. Nick Bastian, my goodness, man. 4 strikeouts and 5 batters faced today. Dre's got to find a way aboard. He had a base hit back in the 4th inning. It was a line drive back up the middle. Mammoths are in jeopardy of snapping a 4-game winning streak against the Hoppers and a 4-game win streak in the USPBL.
Need to keep this going here. Up next would be Colby Seltzer. At the knees for a strike. At that inside corner.
Yeah, just grabbed the corner.
The outside corner, rather. It was outside, not in. 1-1 pitch. Missed high, 2-1. Bastion gets set with the 2-1. Missed it outside for ball 3.
So Dre's got to be smart. Find a way to work these at-bats, or work this at-bat individually here and find a way on either with a hit or a walk.
Sky do it up in the air, into right. Should do it, and it will. Making the catch is Bailey Martin, and the Hoppers get back in the win column and pick up a huge win, 2-0 over the Westside Woolly Mammoths as they snap their 4-game winning streak. What a great win for the Hoppers. Led the way by Ryan Carolden. 7 scoreless innings, and Nick Bastion shut the door.
Incredible stuff. I mean, really. Ryan, it's a full, complete win. Ryan Carolden, as you mentioned, 8 strikeouts in 7 innings of work, and 4 strikeouts from Nick Bastion in relief. And the offense came entirely from Bailey Martin, clutching up twice. A couple of base knocks with 2 outs and runners in scoring position was the difference today. Such a big, I guess, weight lifted off the back of these Hoppers. They couldn't find a way to beat the Mammoths, and they do it in a shutout fashion. Finding a way to shut out the Westside Woolly Mammoths is something that has not happened all year long, and these Hoppers just did it with Carolden and Bastion on the bump.
Yeah, just incredible stuff here today. So take a look at the final score line here. 2 runs, 6 hits, no errors for the Hoppers. No runs, 4 hits, no errors for the Mammoths here today. Carolden will pick up the win, and Zaborowski will take the loss here today. But Zaborowski did have a good performance here today, but it was just not enough for the Mammoths as there was just too much overhand to overcome by Ryan Carolden.
Yeah, it was. I mean, Zaborowski, you can take positives out of his start. He had a lot of strikeouts. He found a way to strike out Noah Marcoux 3 times, which is a feat that nobody else in the league has accomplished so far this year. So you got to take some stuff from Zaborowski's start, as he had 8 strikeouts himself, but did give up 6 hits, and 2 of those hits were big ones from Martin that led to the 2 runs. And Drummond, Evers, and Esposito continue to show why the Mammoths have one of the best, if not the best, bullpen in the league. They just didn't have the run support today, Alex.
Yeah, we'll see how they do when they come back to action on Thursday against Utica Unicorns right here on the USPBL Network for a 7:05 first pitch. That's going to do it for us here this afternoon at Jimmy John's Field. Our final score in here at this one, the Eastside Diamond Hoppers 2 and the Westside Woolly Mammoths 0. Right here on the USPBL Network. On behalf of everyone here this afternoon on the USPBL Network, on behalf of my partner Tom Cavanaugh, I'm Alex Johnson. Thank you for tuning into this afternoon's contest on the Sunday Fun Day here on the USPBL Network. And we'll see you back here on Thursday night for the Unicorns and Mammoths on the USPBL Network for a 7:05 first pitch. Have a good night, everyone.
Diamond Hoppers, ain't too many of the teams can defeat us. You on the sideline warming up the benches. Need a lesson? I can show you, I can teach ya. You see a Diamond Hopper